Tonight from Los Lomas High School in Walnut Creek, it's the opening round of the North Coast Section football playoffs as the Los Lomas Knights host the St. Mary's Panthers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Reza Sadeghi. Glad you could join us again for the AT&T Broadband East Bay High School Game of the Week. And tonight we have a game featuring the St. Mary's Panthers of Berkeley, who entered this game at 6-4, against the Los Lomas Knights of Walnut Creek, who are 9-1. And joining me tonight is Bill Kolb. And Bill, what can you tell us about these two ball clubs here tonight?
Well, Reza, tonight we're going to see a game of contrasting styles. Los Lomas is a scoring team. They're going to come at you with a strong passing attack from the arm of Brian Luke, and you're also going to see some tremendous running from Dan Albana. They're going to look to score early and often. On the other side of the ball, St. Mary's is primarily a grinded-out running team, and they're going to try and win this game with defense. They're the 7th-ranked defense in the entire East Bay versus the #1 ranked offense in the entire East Bay. So it should be a good one.
Yeah, Los Lomas certainly has one of the best offenses we've seen in years here in the East Bay. St. Mary's, on the other hand, known for their defense. They have posted 5 shutouts this year. And I think more importantly, their coach, after 37 years, Dan Shaughnessy, is stepping down. And I'm sure that his players do not want to make this game his final game in his illustrious coaching career.
No, absolutely not, Reza. I spoke with Mr. Shaughnessy briefly before the game. I said, last game, Coach? And he said, well, I hope not. But he's upbeat. He thinks he can win this game. And after 37 years as a head coach, 16 with St. Mary's, he knows how to get these kids prepared for a game like this. So you throw the records out the window, lace them up, and let's see who's the best football team.
It's the North Coast Section playoffs 2A style, St. Mary's and Los Lomas, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff after these messages.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria has classic Italian pastas, gourmet pizzas, and a family atmosphere. Locally owned and operated by Rocco Bialy and family, Rocco's is a great place to go after the game. Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria, voted the best pizza in Contra Costa by the readers of the Contra Costa Times. And by Paramount Technology of Concord, located behind Tower Records. Paramount Technology has been selling and fixing computers for more than 6 years. With in-house customer service and repairs, Paramount Technology is there for you. Thank you, Paramount Technology, for supporting local high school sports in Contra Costa County. You can join the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week team and help support our effort to bring quality local sports to 140,000 cable customers in central Contra Costa, while highlighting your business during the game. The AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is your opportunity to increase viewer awareness of your business and be a part of the excitement of local hard-hitting football action. If your business is interested, please give us a call, 925-933-6264.
Back at Los Lomas High School in Walnut Creek, Reza Sadeghi, Bill Kolb. We are about to get the opening round of the North Coast Section playoffs underway.
And this should be a tremendous game, Reza. I can't wait for it to get started. Los Lomas, like you said in the open, has one of the best offenses I've ever seen in my life at the high school level. They've got a 3-headed attack with Luke, Dan Albana, and Chris Biebel, the #1 receiver in the East Bay this year. So, like we said, the offense on Los Lomas' side of the ball is going to make or break them tonight. Conversely, St. Mary's defense will decide whether they win this game and move on or not.
And Dan Albano, you was talking about him, the fine running back for Los Lomas. What a season he has had, 25 touchdowns altogether. And his rushing stats, very impressive. 180 carries, 1,446 yards, averaging 8 yards per attempt. And he had a game earlier this year where he rushed for 372 yards. He is one of the best running backs we've seen in years.
Yeah, I could have sworn that was a misprint in the paper when I saw it.
Yes, so did I.
372 yards. It's just...
That's a good season.
Yeah, really.
It really is.
Yeah, I know I didn't finish my career with that many yards rushing. But yeah, he's a tremendous rusher. He's not as big as he looks with all of his pads on, but he runs with a tremendous amount of heart. He refuses to be tackled by less than 2 or 3 guys. So, you know, it's going to take that 7th-ranked defense of St. Mary's to knock him down and keep him from going to the house with every carry.
And there's a look at the Los Lomas Knights, whose lone loss this year came to the Miramonte Matadors both teams in the DFAL. They could very well meet up again in these North Coast Section playoffs. Also, Piedmont is in the bracket, and earlier this year, these two, Las Lomas and Piedmont, met. A close game. Piedmont prevails. Actually, Las Lomas prevailed 2017.
First game of the year for both teams, and I think they've both come a long way since then. Las Lomas' offense has really gelled, and Piedmont went on to a 9-1 record of their own, so they're no slouch. That could be the next round, and what a great game that would be. But I think we do St. Mary's a disservice if we just talk about Las Lomas. They're an excellent football team, and we shouldn't count them out, especially with Coach Shaughnessy's level of preparation over there on the other side of the field.
St. Mary's did lose to Piedmont last week, 31-7, while Las Lomas beat Dublin 42-8. St. Mary's, as we said earlier, 6-4 this season. Las Lomas 9-1, and Las Lomas really known for their offense, and they've been magnificent all year long, both on the ground and in the air. And Brian Luke, one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in an awful long time as well. Is that funny? Whenever you talk about Las Lomas, the best offensive team we've seen in a long time, best running back we've seen in a long time in Albana, best quarterback we've seen in a few years. But that really is true. They've been clicking all season long in all phases of the offensive game.
Yeah, there just aren't enough superlatives to really describe this team on offense. Ridiculous is sort of the best word I can think of. It's not fair that they have one of the best quarterbacks, the best receiver, and one of the best running backs all on the same team. It's sort of like the Indianapolis Colts.
That's right.
They got the triplets out there. And you know what? We're overlooking the Las Lomas defense. We keep saying that St. Mary's was ranked number 7 in the East Bay. Well, Las Lomas was ranked number 9, so there's certainly no slouch on team defense. They know how to stop some people, too. So.
Absolutely, and they forced 20 turnovers on defense this year as well. Getting back to the offense really quick, though, they were ranked number 1 in the region at 440 yards of total offense per game, and that's outstanding at the high school level. Once you get into college and in the pros, if you see a 500-yard average, that's very good. In the high school level, though, I think anytime you're over 350, that's outstanding. But to give you an idea of how good Las Lomas really is, the next closest team, Pinole Valley, at number 2, the second-ranked offense only averages 401 yards of total offense. So 401 to 440, that's about a 40-yard difference. So that tells you how good, how head and shoulders above everyone else they are.
Yeah, this offense is without peer in the region, and I haven't seen a team really stop them yet. The game that they lost against Miramonte was a shootout, 42-35. So it wasn't as though the offense let them down. Their defense just couldn't keep Matt Gillen from throwing the deep ball into the end zone. So.
Las Lomas enters this game ranked 13th in the Bay Area in the Examiner poll. And, of course, this is the first round of the North Coast Section 2A playoffs. Miramonte has a bye in the 2A playoffs, and the other game that will be going on features El Cerrito at Camp Lindo and Piedmont and Alhambra. And we've had a chance to see most of those teams, and we talked about this earlier, a lot of good teams in this bracket.
Oh, I think the 2A bracket is probably the best bracket in the NCS playoffs right now, Reza. I think they're all good games, excellent matchups, and any one of those teams could get on a roll and run out the season. So in that respect, from the competitive standpoint, this is the bracket to watch.
Realistically, how much of a shot does St. Mary's have here against a high-powered offense and defense such as the Las Lomas Knights?
Realistically, if their defense can keep Las Lomas from hitting them with some 80, 70, 60-yard touchdown runs and passes, they could stay in this game for a long time. If they can hang around till halftime without getting really blown out, they've certainly got an opportunity to win this game.
And as far as the field conditions go, the field looks pretty good. It is a very cold night, though. It's almost like a Midwest kind of night, almost like we're in Green Bay or something.
Yeah, my Northern California blood can't handle these kind of nights, Reza. I'm a sissy. Of course, I don't tell my wife that because I'm always telling her to turn the heat down in the house.
That's right.
Yeah. The field conditions, not sloppy. There hasn't been a lot of moisture here lately, but you can see the field a little bit there in the background. It looks like a big landing strip there in the middle of the field. The entire length of the field is threadbare right down the middle, as you would expect after a long football season.
The St. Mary's Panthers against the Los Lomas Redheads.
Yes, in a show of solidarity, the entire Los Lomas team has bleached their hair.
Yes,
Some of them
that's
to
a first.
greater effect than others.
I thought they were all brothers. I think they are.
Wow. Yeah.
Football
I think
brothers,
maybe
that
that's
is.
what they're signifying with
Absolutely.
that.
I like that, though. I had never seen that, and you really can't tell until they take their helmets off.
Well,
either.
yeah, and now I can't tell any of them apart. They're all like the same guy now.
And they are really the Los Lomas Knights and not the Los Lomas Redheads.
In case there was any confusion on that matter.
That's right. And
Got
Los
that
Lomas
cleared
has
up
won
right
the
away.
toss. They have elected to receive. In the white uniforms, the St. Mary's Panthers will boot the ball away. They will kick it away, and Los Lomas back to receive. Chris Beeble back there alongside Daniel Natchman. And kicking off for St. Mary's will be Pat Berry, and he'll boot the ball away from his own 40-yard line. He runs up to it and kicks it away. A high kick, but it's short. And Beeble runs up to it and makes a catch at about the 10-yard line, and up the middle he comes. Push backwards, and he's going to get a whole lot of nothing. Great special teams play. Danny Wheeler spearheading the charge for the Panthers on special teams.
You're going to see some hard hitting from St. Mary's. They pride themselves on their defense and their slugging, so they're going to come out and try to knock you down and hurt you. And that's exactly what we saw there on that opening kickoff.
Los Lomas has the ball, first down and 10, 23-yard line, the first series of the football game. And it's high school football playoff style. It's a North Coast section playoffs, first round. In the 2A bracket, Los Lomas and St. Mary's going at it, and Los Lomas with the ball. That's Tyndall in motion. Albano, the ball carrier, off the right side. He's got some positive yards, maybe a gain of 9 on first down. Didn't look like a whole lot, but Albano's so good, he'll make something out of nothing. And that time he did just that.
Was there a hole there, Reza? I didn't see a hole, but
I didn't see
man,
one either.
he hit something, and he just plowed right on through it. That's exactly what we were talking about with Albano. He's going to make something out of nothing. He's going to knock people down and carry them with him.
A gain of 9, second down and 1. And Brian Luke under center now. A good situation right now to pass the ball. A little play action. Offside eye. He fumbles, though. And I think Los Lomas did get the ball back, and they might have even picked up a first down here with the fumble.
I'm pretty sure Coach Doug Longero didn't draw it up like that. But it looks like Luke maybe comes out a little bit quickly, and he didn't quite have a handle on the ball and just popped right up in the air. He did a nice job of being alert and dropping right on that ball, though.
I think he gained about a half a yard, so it's going to be third down and 1.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's a missed opportunity there. They could have taken a shot at a deep ball with the second and short.
They're actually going to measure here, and he's going to be very close.
Pretty close.
Initially, it looked like he had it. Then the second mark had him about a half a yard shy, and there you go, about 6 inches. 6 inches shy.
Yeah, that's one of those, is it my left foot or my right foot spots?
That's right. It happened to be the left foot and not the right. So third down and a half a yard coming up.
This is Dan Albana time right here.
Absolutely. Even Luke has shown us in the past that he's not afraid to take it up the middle on the quarterback sneak near the end zone.
And he's such a big guy that he'll put his head down and push a pile with the best of them. You know, 6'5", 215. He's no slouch.
Here's Albana, had a big gaping hole but was tripped up near the line of scrimmage, still picked up the first down across the 35 to about the 38-yard line.
This is straight ahead Dan Albana, and not surprising. St. Mary's lucky to really knock him down there because he had a lot of running room if he had stayed on his feet.
Chris Hutchinson with the tackle for St. Mary's.
There's
Los
Coach
Lomas
Longero.
now with the first down.
Coach Longero looks like a football coach, doesn't he?
Absolutely. And a good one.
Yeah, 9-1 record. That doesn't happen by accident. That takes good coaching.
One receiver to each side of the field right now. A couple tight ends in the game for Los Lomas, and here's a handoff up the middle. Todd Rowe getting the call across midfield to the 48-yard line of St. Mary's. Another first down, a gain of 15 yards.
Well, this is a little change of pace. I haven't seen Todd Rowe get a lot of calls, and he's got a huge hole there. The Los Lomas front line is doing a great job, and then he gives you some tough yardage right there at the end. 2 guys to take him down. He looked kind of like Dan Albana on that play.
Steve Murphy with a tackle there, holding on for dear life. First down and 10, 48-yard line. They send a couple receivers to the near side. Offset eye look. The play action fake. Luke pressured, sets up the screen. Albana, look out. He's got some room. Down the sidelines, he may go. One last man. Flag is down. Inside the 25 to the 22. Big play for Las Lomas, but I think they're going to bring much of this back due to a legal hold or a legal block downfield.
And that's a shame, too, because Luke did a tremendous job of selling that screen pass.
And how?
Yeah, the entire St. Mary's defensive front was in his face.
On red here, 15 yards from the spot. Bring it back.
15 yards from the spot of the foul.
Well, we certainly know who's in charge on the field down there. These officials. No messing around.
So instead of having the ball at about the 25-yard line, it's going to be now back to the 45.
This is a great job of selling the screen. Luke just lets him get in his face. Nice little dump-off pass. He throws a pretty ball, doesn't he?
And at 6'5", it's pretty easy for him to throw that pass.
And we didn't really get a look at the clip there.
First down and 8.
Must have been the
Three
next block.
receivers in the ball game. And that is Stephen Domier in motion. Luke, screen pass across the middle. Domier's got it. He's got blockers. Look out. Fumbles the ball. Still is loose. Who's got it? I think Las Lomas got it back. And what a break, because that football was on the field for an awful long time.
Yeah.
And St. Mary's certainly had their shot to get it back. That's 2 fumbles in this opening possession for Las Lomas. Two chances for St. Mary's, and they have yet to capitalize.
Again, Luke does a nice job of letting the defensive line come through, and Domier makes a nice catch there and has a lot of running room. And then he just gets lit up here right at the end of this play.
Ooh,
the ball,
hat on the football.
Ball comes loose. That's a great tackle right there.
That's the way you draw it up.
Yeah, absolutely. You teach your kids, put your head on the ball.
Although in the NFL now, they don't want you to use the head on anything. They
You're
don't
not
want you
supposed
to lead with the head.
Lead with the head at all, no. But if you're putting your face mask on the ball, you're going to jar it loose. So, the philosophy there is hit the ball every time you hit the player if you can, and maybe it'll pop out, just like it did.
Second down and 2 now. I formation look. Now they shift into a split backfield look to the Las Lomas Knights, and that's Tyndall in motion. Up the middle, it's Albana. And look out, Albana in the open field, punishing tacklers, still on his feet. He almost broke it. Oh, my goodness. It's right. This guy's amazing. He's a man among boys.
What's it going to take to bring him down?
A couple people.
I don't know that he's been tackled for a loss all year, Reza. He did a nice job of blocking on the front line there. Makes one guy miss, and then he just starts hurting people.
Just looking for people to hurt.
Yeah, he doesn't run away from anyone. He'll put his head down and run right over you.
24-yard gain all the way down to the 11. First down and 10. They can get a first down inside the 1. They have 2 tight ends in the game. Albana, the lone setback, and 1 receiver split to each side of the field. Luke under center, and that's Tyndall in motion from left to right on the rollout. He throws, has his man complete inside the 5. Todd Rowe, about 7-yard gain off the play action there for Las Lomas.
Here you get to see some of Luke's passing ability. Nice play fake and just a perfectly thrown ball there into Todd Rowe. The St. Mary's vaunted defense hasn't looked so good on this opening drive.
Guy Halil with the tackle for St. Mary's. Second down and 3 after a 7-yard gain from the 4-yard line. Rowe and Albana, the split backs right now, 2 receivers. The near side, Albana, the ball carrier, turns and twists his way out of a tackle, but not the second. Nice defense that time by the Panthers. First time we've seen solid defense against a run, and it brings up a 3rd down and 2 after a 1-yard gain.
I think it's also the first time that we've seen the Knights try to run the ball outside. They've been going right up the gut. They tried to bounce it outside there. Albana probably a better right up middle runner than he is a fancy outside runner. So don't be surprised if Longero doesn't run too many outside after that.
7:20 and counting left to go first quarter. Opening series of the ball game. Albana gets it off the left side, pounds his way in the end zone. Touchdown, Las Lomas. A 3-yard touchdown run by Dan Albana, his 26th touchdown of the campaign.
Well, that's why he's the scoring leader in the East Bay. 150 points this year. That's because he can do that. He can punch it in from inside the 5 almost every time.
Extra point try now by Los Lomas. Richie Spladell gets it up and through. And with 7:11 left to go in the first quarter, it is Los Lomas 7, St. Mary's 0. And St. Mary's has yet to touch the ball, so a real impressive start for the hometown Knights.
Well, that was a methodical drive by the Knights. They mixed up a little running and a little passing, and that's pretty much what they've been doing all year. You can see Albana just will not be denied from that close. You get a look at the cheerleaders. You saw the pep band there, and there aren't a whole lot of other people here, Reza.
Amazing.
I think maybe the cold weather is keeping the crowd away, because this is an exciting game. I mean, first round of the playoffs. If you can't show up for this one, what do you show up for?
Especially after we've done a couple games from this venue this year, and both times packed house. And
Yeah.
tonight for the biggest game of the season, it's almost half full. Actually, they're starting to file in. It is very cold indeed.
Yeah,
that might have something to do with it. And also, no one really knew about this game until Monday or Sunday, for that matter.
Yeah, NCS took a little while getting the brackets out.
Here's the kickoff by Los Lomas. Not a very good one. Fielded by one of the upmen for St. Mary's. Picking his way. A nice special teams play finally by the Knights to bring him down across the 30, maybe at the 34-yard line. That's where St. Mary's, the Panthers, will set up for the first time tonight. Jason Washington is their quarterback. Throws a pretty nice ball. We were looking at him during the pregame warm-ups.
Yeah, he does throw a pretty nice deep ball. We didn't get to see him throw a lot of short, crisp passes, but he can hang one up there and let his receivers run under it, that's for sure. I understand he's had an up-and-down season, so we'll see, which Jason Washington shows up tonight for this game. Their real offensive threat, though, is definitely Treston George. He's their running back. Don't be surprised if they hand the ball off to him every other play, maybe more than that.
Penalty marker down before St. Mary's can get their first play underway.
It's not a good way to start.
During the dead ball play, we had a false start on the offense. 5 yards, first down.
And for Coach Dan Shaughnessy in his 37th and final year, that's not a good way to start off your offensive series.
No, you start off your defensive series giving up a touchdown, and you start off your offensive series the 5-yard penalty. That's inauspicious.
Especially in the biggest game of the year. The loser goes home, the winner continues. And right now, St. Mary's down by 7 on the end around. Looks to be Treston George, lined up as a wing, got the ball.
You can see Los Lomas got good penetration on the end around there, and Albana in the play again, stringing it out, and he just had nowhere to run. There were too many defenders there.
A loss of 4 yards on that play. Second down and 14, and we talked about St. Mary's not being in a passing team. Well, right now they have themselves in a passing situation. Los Lomas showing 5 men at the line of scrimmage. Here's George again. This time he breaks a tackle or two and gets across the 30 to near the 35-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage where it'll be 3rd down and 10.
You can see George got some nice blocking there up front by the line, and he does a good job of putting his head down and driving straight forward to get an extra yard on the fall down.
3rd down and 10. 5:50 left to go and counting. The first quarter with Los Lomas on top, 7-0. First 3rd down try for St. Mary's Panthers. Here's a pitch to near side. A great open field tackle by Chris Biebel. It looked like the running back that time, Danny Wheeler, might have the first down or at least an opportunity to get the first down, but Biebel made an outstanding open field tackle.
Yeah, Biebel saved this play here. Nice job. He got his head across, wrapped up, made sure that guy wasn't getting away from him. It's a really nice job to save the first down.
A gain of 4 yards, well shy of the first down by 6. Therefore, St. Mary's will punt the ball away. Biebel will await his own 30-yard line, and Hutchinson The tight end will stay in the game and punt right now for St. Mary's. A good snap, and he gets it away. It's a knuckleball. Biebel lets it bounce, and he'll let it go. Gets a nice roll down to about the 24-yard line. And that's where Los Lomas will set up shop for the second time tonight, 76 yards away from pay dirt, and on top 7-0 in this North Coast Section 2A playoff football game.
Well, Reza, that's exactly what St. Mary's didn't want to happen there in the opening exchange, was to fall behind and have to give the ball back without getting something on the board, because you don't want to try and play catch-up against the Knights, because I don't think anybody's really been able to do it so far this year.
Two receivers to the far side, one to the near side. And Albano, the lone setback. Play action fake. Luke to throw. Fires it. Completes it. Perhaps. No. Intercepted. Tipped. Here comes St. Mary's. Intercepted by Chris Dunbar. And Dunbar down to the 25-yard line. Should have been caught, but off Tyndall's hands.
Well, it was a little bit
Dunbar
high.
at the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
flag
absolutely.
on the play.
Uh-oh, there's a flag on the play. But you can see that ball's a little bit high, and Tyndall had to go up for it. But, man, two hands on the ball, you got to be able to make that catch. And then Dunbar's just there to pick up the leavings.
We have a clipping penalty on the run back by White. 15 yards, be a first down.
And that's exactly what happened. So 15 yards from where they were going to get the ball, it's going to be at about, actually a spot foul, so it's going to go all the way back to midfield. In essence, that's a 25-yard penalty. And we'll take a look at that clip. There you go, right there. Big old number 76 with the clip on number 86.
You can't do that, folks.
On your right corner.
Yeah.
You could barely see it.
In case you're wondering, that's illegal.
Yeah, I can't.
Pancaking a guy from the back is not
clip
fair.
is when you hit someone in the back. And you just cannot block someone in the back. Play action fake. Washington to throw. Incomplete. Second down and 10 coming up. So a big break for St. Mary's, as off their first play on their second drive, Los Lomas turns the ball over uncharacteristically. And that was only Los Lomas's 17th turnover on offense through 10 games, 10-plus games.
And only Luke's 8th interception all year.
And it really was not his fault either.
No, absolutely not. It's tough that he has to take the hit for that, but that's the way the stats go.
Second down and 10. Two receivers, a running back, a couple tight ends, and Washington under center. On the half roll, he fires it, tipped in the line of scrimmage. He caught his own ball. He's got some running room. He's going to have the first down and then some. Across the 40, down to the 39-yard line.
Back into his arm.
Boy, oh boy.
That is a tremendous play.
Interesting stuff.
Well, this one you don't see very often. The quarterback back to pass and actually throws the ball too low, and it's batted, and he's there to make the catch himself.
Mike Shear tipped it.
That's a pass completion for him.
That is.
He gets positive passing yardage for that.
He gets a daily double. He gets a pass thrown, and he gets credit for the reception. And actually, if you really think about it, he also got the first down. So it's first down and 10. Full house backfield. 3 men in the backfield, one lone receiver. And here's a give to the I-back. Treston George pounds his way forward to about the 37-yard line. A gain of 4. Second down and 6.
The offensive line got a good push here, and unfortunately George ran right into the back of one of his offensive linemen. If he had found a gap there, he might have gotten a little bit more positive yardage.
Ryan Ellis made the tackle for Los Lomas. Second down coming up. Full house look again. One receiver split out to the near side, which happens to be the right side. Play action. Washington to throw. He's pressured. Now the pocket now has to throw the ball away, coming back and making the reception very nicely. And inbounds, for that matter, Julian Keys, 6'1", 170-pounder. Nice-looking pitch and catch that time.
Yeah,
under heavy pressure.
It's a good play action, but the defense wasn't buying it, and they kept coming after him. And you can see he catches the ball, and I don't know if he actually gained it. I think he actually lost yardage.
He lost 4 yards on the play.
On the completion, yeah.
He lost 4 yards, so
maybe
third down
just,
and 11.
If you know the situation, maybe you just knock that ball down, but it's hard to make that decision really quickly.
Two real bizarre pass completions on this drive for St. Mary's. Full house look on 3rd and 11. They set up the screen. They have it set up very well. Look at this. All kinds of room. This could be 6. It could be 6, and a great block downfield, touchdown.
Wow.
St. Mary's. And the fans are going nuts across it.
And there are some fans
side.
over there.
Absolutely. They made their way. They made it out here from Berkeley, and a great play, nicely designed play on 3rd down and long. And Coach Longero just can't believe it right now.
Not too happy about that, clearly. Boy, that block right at the end was tremendous. Maybe we can get another look at that.
Absolutely. That was one of the best blocks I've seen all season long. Point after try now coming up. Danny Wheeler will attempt it. Actually, it's going to be Pat Berry who will attempt it, not Wheeler. Snap, spot, kick, up, and good. Treston George, the man who scored the touchdown, from 40 yards out. Off the beautiful screen pass, and we are tied up at 7 apiece now. And what a big interception that was that Luke did throw off the deflection.
Yeah, that was a costly interception. And you can see here, they do a nice job of setting up the screen, and they're getting it to the guy that they want the ball in his hands all night. Treston George is the man for them. And he gets some nice blocking. I think you'll see it up here.
Lorenzen Alexander, the big guy.
The big guy, yeah.
And watch this block.
Let's see if you can see
Woo!
it.
There it is. A
Boy,
deep leader.
Yeah, he sent him flying.
You got to look out in the open field when you're running. There's going to be blockers coming at you in every which direction.
Yeah, there wasn't much he could do about that one. There was a much bigger man coming at him.
So George, a 40-yard reception on 3rd down and 11. And we are knotted up at 7. 3:31 left to go in the first quarter. And Los Lomas has to be a bit shocked right now. They got off to such a great start, but that turnover off the tip pass has come back to Hunnam. Here's a reverse. Tyndall from Beeble, and that's not going to fool anyone. Great special teams play by St. Mary's.
Well, they tried a little razzle-dazzle here, Reza, and it didn't do them any good. St. Mary's was all over that one. Their special teams was not fooled a bit. As you can see, a trio of Panthers there to make the play.
Steve Murphy pushed the return man out of bounds. From the 14-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Los Lomas Knights. Their 3rd possession. They scored on their first and marched it downfield in impressive fashion and turned the ball over on their first play the second time they had it. And here's Albana off the trap play, up the middle, caught from behind, but not before he gained another 9 yards.
Well, he got hit about 3 times before anybody really could even get a hand on him. He gets hit here, and he'll take another hit there, and it still takes 2 guys to get him down.
Omar Flood just banged into him, just did not even care to wrap him up. You got to wrap him up.
Oh, Albana, yeah, absolutely, you got to wrap him up. You hope to sort of grab his ankles and trip him because he's not going to go down if you just hit him hard.
And a timeout on the field has been called with 3:06 left to go. First quarter of play. Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is being brought to you by Rocco's Pizzeria. The best
Rocco.
pizza you're going to have.
That's
I guarantee you.
It's good stuff.
And by ParamountTechnology.com. Thanks to them, we have our great instant replay machine.
That's right, the Paramount Technology replay of the game. Little Peter Gunn theme music there by the Pet Band.
On a cool and crisp night, my toes are freezing here in the press box.
I don't have any toes, Reza.
I could just imagine what it's like down on the field right now.
Oh, you know what? Those guys have got so much adrenaline pumping through their bodies. They can't feel the cold right now.
How about the guy standing on the sidelines?
Yeah, I don't feel too good for them.
Possibly a fumble. It was not a fumble, but they had a tough time with the exchange there between the quarterback and the running back. Albana got the call. Didn't need a whole lot, about 1.5 yards, and he did get that.
Oh, it looked like he was
first down.
trying to take Luke with him on that
Yeah, he
play.
did.
Luke almost went along for the ride on that one.
At the 25-yard line, 1st down and 10. So they get some breathing room finally to the Los Lomas Knights. Inside 3 minutes and counting left to go first quarter. They send one receiver out to the left side, one to the right side. 2 tight ends in the game, and Albana, the lone setback behind Luke. And Luke on the half roll, fires it downfield, has Beeble down there. This should be picked, and it is. Intercepted by Preston George. And that was not a very good throw.
No, he really outthrew his receiver on this one. I think maybe that adrenaline we were just talking about got to him there. He's a little pumped up, and you can see he really hangs it up there. And that's not typical of Luke. He usually throws the ball on a better line. And, boy, Tristan George looked like Willie Mays making the catch there. A little over-the-shoulder job. Just in the right place at the right time
and
again.
Luke had 7 interceptions through the whole regular season. Already in the first quarter here tonight, he has 2.
Well,
20 touchdowns entering this game, too.
And I don't know that it's a testament so much to St. Mary's defense as it is to one really unlucky play, and then he was just off the mark on that one. He wasn't really pressured. He just threw the ball poorly.
Second turnover for Los Lomas in the first quarter. St. Mary's with the ball back. And here's a quick pitch to the far side, and it's George. He's not going anywhere. Great tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Boy, he tackled the blocker and the runner.
And it looked to be
that was ridiculous.
Ryan Ellis.
Ryan Ellis. He just tackled everybody.
And a penalty marker also down. Might be an illegal block. Let's wait and see what this one's all about. As the St. Mary's players are marching backwards. If I'm Los Lomas, I just take the play. They lost about 4 yards. Why would you want to give them another down?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Although St. Mary's, they think that Los Lomas is going to take it here.
We have holding on the play. It's declined. Second down.
That's exactly it.
You are so smart, Reza. You know what's going on.
It's Coach Reza
Yeah.
to you.
You can see Ellis was being held by number 80 there, Chris Hutchinson, and he made the tackle anyway.
Oh, my.
That's pretty impressive.
Very impressive. Full house backfield look, and again, a penalty marker down. So when St. Mary's has had the ball on offense, only except for one play, the play they scored the touchdown on, they have been very sloppy.
The dead ball period. We have a false start by the offense. 5 yards, still second down.
And they are marching backwards right now, the St. Mary's Panthers. So it's going to be second down and Lafayette to go. Really is going to be about 20 yards.
Yeah, it's a long way to go, and primarily a running team.
That's right.
There aren't many 20-yard run plays that you draw up.
Full house look again. The I-back. George trying to bounce it to the outside after initially going up the gut. Does get 4 or 5 yards.
Boy,
He's a pretty good athlete, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's already got an interception, and he's got a touchdown. He's doing the bulk of the damage here tonight for St. Mary's.
Mr. Everything thus far.
Yeah, and that's sort of what we expected. He is sort of their standout on offense for sure. And you know, we can't forget about big old Lorenzo Alexander, who is getting offers for all kinds of Division I schools. He's offensive, defensive lineman for St. Mary's, and he is very good. So
big number 76, there he is, one of the premier players, recruits in the entire nation, leaning towards Stanford, we understand. Third down and 14 on the rollout. Washington fires, has his man. Guess who? It's George. But he's going to be shy of the first down. He got across the 30. Make that across the 40 to the 41-yard line, but that's going to be about 5 or 6 yards shy of the first down, and therefore St. Mary's will punt the ball.
This is a really nice throw again by Washington, and of course, Mr. George makes the catch. Nice open field tackle by Beeble again with a little help from Todd Rowe. But we've seen a couple of nice tackles by Beeble. He's not letting anybody get away once he gets his hands on him.
And speaking of Beeble, he's back to receive this punt at his own 35-yard line. Luke warming up on the sidelines, getting set to go back in. And punting the ball for St. Mary's will be Chris Hutchinson. One punt, 33 yards already. And a timeout has been called, believe it or not, by St. Mary's. Boy.
What's going on there?
Yeah, what is going on? On a punting play, they call a timeout. And that is pretty bizarre. With 20 seconds left to go in the first
Think
quarter.
they're setting up the fake, Reza?
7-7 game.
Be kind of a dead giveaway, wouldn't it? Not
Yeah,
very good strategy. It's Coach Dan Shaughnessy there, stalking the sidelines for St. Mary's.
And after 37 years of coaching, I'm sure he hasn't seen that play too much.
Nah, he knows all the tricks, that guy.
37 years of coaching, 16 at this school, St. Mary's. And he has called it a career after this year So this could very well be his last game should St. Mary's lose. Now, right now they're tied at 7-7. They are the underdogs. Los Lomas the favorites here.
You get a look at the Los Lomas huddle there.
That's Warren Parker, the former St. Mary's college great receiver in the 80s. Also played a little bit in the NFL, I believe. Now one of the assistants for the Los Lomas Knights. Big receiver, about 6'3", 210, 215.
He's got some size on him.
For Division II, yeah, that was.
Try to tackle that.
That's right. He
That's a big
broke all
fella.
kinds of records at St. Mary's.
Good knowledge, Reza.
Yeah, I remember him.
Huh.
Yeah. 4th down, 6. And Hutchinson will punt. Beeble awaits at his own 33. Hutchinson's kick, it's a good one, but it's line drive, returnable for Beeble. Tucks under a tackle, still on his feet. Look out! One last man, and they got him, but not before he got across midfield inside the 40-yard line, or maybe right at the 40. Now they mark him out of bounds, the 41, upfield a little bit. A very nice return by Chris Beeble, and Los Lomas has the ball in good shape to start this possession with 7.5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Beeble comes out to the near side. Tyndall, one receiver, flanked out to the far side. Rowe and Albana, the running backs behind Brian Luke. And Tyndall now comes to the near side, and the tight end, Clint Burrell, flip-flops from left to right. Tyndall in motion again, playing head games with the Los Lomas Knights. Here's a give to Albana in the open field. Look out, one last man. Albana breaks a tackle, still on his feet and bounced out of bounds. No! In the end zone, but he did go out of bounds.
No, did he?
One of the most incredible runs you will ever see. Dan Albana, every time we see this guy, he just does amazing things. Yeah, I mean, that was a touchdown, but he did step out of bounds. He might have stepped out of bounds a couple times, in fact, but also did get in the end zone. No one was able to tackle him. That's the end of the first quarter. 7-7 our score. We'll be back and show you that play after these important messages.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria has classic Italian pastas, gourmet pizzas, and a family atmosphere. Locally owned and operated by Rocco Bialy and family, Rocco's is a great place to go after the game. Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria, voted the best pizza in Contra Costa by the readers of the Contra Costa Times. And by Paramount Technology of Concord, located behind Tower Records. Paramount Technology has been selling and fixing computers for more than 6 years. With in-house customer service and repairs, Paramount Technology is there for you. Thank you, Paramount Technology, for supporting local high school sports in Contra Costa County. You can join the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week team and help support our effort to bring quality local sports to 140,000 cable customers in central Contra Costa, while highlighting your business during the game. The AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is your opportunity to increase viewer awareness of your business and be a part of the excitement of local hard-hitting football action. If your business is interested, please give us a call, 925-933-6264.
After a 38-yard run by Dan Albana's first down and goal at the 4-yard line for the Los Lomas Knights, as we are knotted up at 7 apiece. The second quarter of play about to get underway. This time it's Los Lomas with a full house backfield look.
Touchdown!
Albana in the end zone, touchdown. His 27th touchdown this season. And it's 13-7. Los Lomas back on top.
Well, I'm surprised. Geez, why would you give it to Albana down there that close?
Notice no one even touched him.
That was a great job of blocking by the Los Lomas offensive line. Like you said, nobody even got a hand on him.
Extra point upcoming here. Los Lomas will try to push that lead back up to 7. After jumping out 7-0 on the first series of the game, they marched it downfield, looked very impressive, and then they turned the ball over 2 straight times. Snap the spot, the kick, it is up, and it is good. 11:55 left to go, second quarter. 14-7 our score. Treston George scored on a 40-yard touchdown for the Panthers. That tied the game up at 7 after a turnover. Both teams have been a bit sloppy here in the North Coast Section 2A opening round. But right now it's Los Lomas up by 7, 14-7.
Yeah, geez, this could turn into a barn burner here, Reza. Who knows? They might be whoever has the ball last wins, just like that Miramani game.
Well, I'm not too sure St. Mary's has a firepower, but anytime you have a game when there's so many turnovers, that'll make up for firepower.
Yeah, their defense already has kept them in this game, and if they can continue to play with that level of intensity, they're certainly going to show Los Lomas that they came to play.
So the Knights will kick the ball off. Colin Hendricks will kick it off. Murphy and George, 3 and 4, back to receive. A short kick. One of the up men will field it. It looks to be Tom Wright. And Wright still on his feet and gets to the 40-yard line, where his St. Mary's Panthers will have the ball in pretty good shape.
Well, we haven't really seen a good kick tonight yet. They've all been sort of short.
They've been high and short.
I wonder, maybe the cold is having something to do with that.
And maybe they're also trying to kick the ball away from the return men because they are electrifying players.
That could be the case. Yeah. I don't think I'd want to put the ball in Tristan George's hands any more times than absolutely necessary.
Yeah, he's done some damage already here. First down and 10, 40-yard line. Opening moments, stages of the second quarter. Los Lomas back on top by a touchdown, and St. Mary's trying to counter here, and you can see how cold it is every time these players breathe. First down and 10. George in motion. Play action. Washington a throw. Flush out of the pocket by Burrell. Fires it. Tipped as he threw the ball. Penalty marker also down. Thrown in an area which would usually indicate one of the offensive linemen used their hands illegally, meaning it was a hold.
That was a dangerous pass there. That could have gone awry very easily for Washington.
It's not a whole lot going down. Not a whole lot going on downfield, I should say, for the offense of the Panthers.
There were 3 Knights there looking at the ball. I didn't see a
white jersey.
a white jersey at all. Yeah.
No. So a hold, and they'll march him back here. Could also be a clip. I think it's a hold.
See if we can get a replay on
Holding on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
Ouch. A spot foul. So look at this. That's going to be 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. In essence, that's a 20-yard penalty.
So you see
But
Burrell.
the hole happened right there.
Yeah, he's getting held right there. And he still managed to fight through and almost get to the quarterback.
First down and 30.
It's a nice
Instead of
effort.
first and 20, it was a spot foul. So therefore, they called it from the spot of the foul. Exactly what it is. Up the middle, running play, and gets him nothing. Maybe a couple. So second down and Clayton. Boy, they have to get to the midfield stripe for a first down. The ball right now is at the 22-yard line.
And Tristan George hasn't been especially effective running up the middle. His most effective play so far has been that screen pass,
Yeah, in the open
where
field.
he had some open field to work with. He seems like more of a slashing misdirection type runner rather than the straighter head runner. I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing him try and work outside a little bit more.
And Jason Washington, the quarterback, not really a pocket passer. We've seen him more effective when he rolls out or when he's flushed out of the pocket. Let's see what happens here. They fake the run, trying to set up a screen. Look out, this could be dangerous, and it is. Almost went the other way for a touchdown, but a great open field tackle by Stephen Domier, who read that play like a book.
Oh, yeah, I think they showed it to him once, and Domier wasn't going to get beat again.
That's a play that scored a touchdown
You
earlier.
could see him. He was watching the quarterback the whole way and just crashed in on that party.
Oh, my.
Wow, that's a great hit.
Yeah, you dream about those kind of plays, the defensive back.
Absolutely, because you know where it's going.
That's right, and you read it so well.
And the timing is just right. You get there at the same time as the ball.
Mr. Domier will put that on the resume book, that little clip there.
Yeah.
And great coaching, too, by Los Lomas. And anytime you get good plays like that, you got to give the coaches a little credit, too.
Absolutely.
So third down and a whole lot. Third down, the ball's at the 15. They have to get to midfield. Washington flushed out, pressured, fires, complete, It's going to be Welsh out of the first down. At least they get some positive yards out across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Danny Wheeler with the reception. At least they have some breathing room now when they punt the ball away.
Yeah, you never want to be punting out of your own end zone. That could be a really important play.
Beeble will be back to receive. He awaits at his own 48-yard line. And to punt the ball again for the 4th time is Chris Hutchinson. And Hutchinson will boot the ball away from his own 10-yard line. Heavy pressure, barely got it away, but kicks away from Beeble. And Beeble almost wanted to pick it up because the special teams did not have the angle on him. Had he picked it up a little bit quicker, had he got to the ball a little bit quicker, he had some room.
He did have some
in
room
front of him.
It looked like Burrell got a hand on that punt.
Let's look. Well, we're trying to look for the actual punt itself to see if it was tipped.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah,
he really wants to pick that ball up.
Yeah. There's no one, absolutely no one. First down and 10, 45-yard line. A couple tight ends. Make that one tight end this time. A couple of receivers, a couple of running backs, and a real good-looking quarterback, Brian Luke under center. And here's Dan Albana picking his way. Penalty marker also down. That time he got maybe a yard. Good defense by St. Mary's.
Yeah, it was a nice job of the defensive line there, stringing that play out.
And a busy night thus far for the officials as well. They've got about as much action as some of the players.
Yeah, they've been getting some FaceTime on the old TV screen.
We have holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
So first down and 20 upcoming.
You know, my personal perspective on the holding is that there's probably holding on every play. So why did he even call it? It seems sort of arbitrary from my point of view. You could almost always call holding if you felt like it. And unless it's really gross and out in the middle of the field, leave it alone.
Luke under center, 4 receivers in the game. Albana the lone setback. And up the middle, it's Albana breaking tackles. He has almost a first down as he gets to midfield, and every time he touches the ball, absolutely a marvelous thing to watch.
Jeez, he should be down here.
Once,
he should
twice,
be down there.
3 times.
He should be
4
down
times,
there.
5 times.
And they finally get him down.
And the 6th guy almost
15 yards later.
Took over half the defense to bring this guy down. Amazing but true. Second down and 5. So that's why he rushed for 372 yards in one game.
In one game, yeah. That could be. I think that wasn't Luke out of that game as well, so they didn't really have a passing attack. They had to keep giving it to him.
I feel sorry for the defense.
Yeah, you almost hope that Luke's in there.
Not a team rushed for 372 yards. One single player,
guy.
Dan Albana, rushed for 372 yards in one game. Wow. 372 yards, as I said earlier, is a pretty good season. You know, 1,000 yards is unbelievable. Just imagine, he almost got more than a third of that
in one game.
In one game.
In one game. Yeah, every game since then has really hurt his average.
Yeah, I think he's had one game this year where he's been held under 100 yards. And I think he had 92.
Disregard the flag. No penalty.
Oh, well,
thank you.
Very nice.
Well, last week he didn't get a lot of carries. I think he only had 2 carries last week, but it's kind of a mop-up job against Dublin.
That didn't count.
Last week doesn't count.
Second down and 5. 2 receivers in the game. Offset eye look. Albana the eye back. That's Tyndall in motion. They give it to Albana. He's got great vision. That's another thing. If you saw that play, he started it up the middle, not a whole lot there, and he just changed it up a little bit. Took about 2 steps over to the left side and saw a little bit of a hole and was able to get something when there was really nothing.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Reza.
Take a look at this.
You can see he's heading for a certain spot, and then he changes his mind because he sees there's a better place to go.
And you can't coach that. You either have that or you don't.
That's an instinct right there. Yeah. You're absolutely right, yeah.
And that's why he's so good, because he's got what it takes, but then he's got the mind for that position too, and that's half the battle.
Knowing is the half the battle.
You got to have the skills.
Yeah,
but after skills, you got to have the mind too. And he's got it all. Woo! That time
stopped him short.
Stopped him short on 3rd down and 2, but it was 3-on-1 though. Nice play by St. Mary's.
Well, it's been 3-on-1
Gang
a couple
tackling.
of other times, too, Reza.
I know. Believe me, he's won a share of 3-on-1s.
No, this is great penetration by the St. Mary's defense. And you see their main man there again. Big number 76, Lorenzo Alexander, in on the play.
Wheeler also there. 4th down and 1 from the St. Mary's 46. Decision or no decision? It's no decision. They're going for it. Full house backfield look. 2 tight ends in the game. Albana off the left side. He got the first down. Didn't need a whole lot. Needed about a yard. He got a yard and a half. Banged it out off that left side.
I think you got to give it to the offensive line there. They got him a good push, just enough to get through. And once he gets, 2 steps, he's almost at full speed, and he's going to slam into you for a yard.
Well, the temperature really has to be about 35 to 40 degrees right now. It is cold, and you can just tell.
Yeah.
From my toes.
Yeah, I know.
6 minutes left to go. Second quarter, 14-7 is our score. Los Lomas on top. Team in the red. And here's Albana up the middle again. Gain of 8 yards on first down as he gets to the 37-yard line.
Well, you're going to see another 3-on-1 here, and Albana wins this one. There's a hit. There's another hit, and another hit.
And he takes good old number 73, Leon Drummer, for a ride. 6'4", 255, and he went for a ride.
Yeah, Albana takes everybody for a ride. Very rarely do you see him tackled by one guy.
Full house backfield look again by Los Lomas. Albana, the ball carrier, off the left side, turns the corner. He's so impressive that not only does he have the physical ability to run up the middle, but he's got the speed to bounce it to the outside, and that's what makes him so unique.
Yeah, you can see it on this play, and you saw it on the one where he almost got the touchdown. That he'll bounce outside, and then he can crank it up. You see him right there. He just starts to accelerate, and
the combination of size and speed.
Poor little defensive backs.
Yeah, because really, once he gets in the open field, he looks out to dish out punishment.
Yeah, he's not trying to run away from a defensive back.
He's all, bring it on.
Yeah, he can run some people over. Chris Dunbar actually did a nice job of bringing him to the ground there, even though he was somewhat overmatched.
And here's Albana, this time off the right side, twisting and turning his way back in the middle. Once again, not a whole lot there, but end result, about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
He's a fierce runner. He just doesn't like to get knocked down, I think. I don't know what that is. He just... Boy,
great leverage.
Yeah, he scrabbles for every yard he can get.
4:52 and counting left to go. 14-7 our score. Los Lomas knocking on the door once again. They have 2 turnovers tonight. Had it not been for those 2 turnovers, they might have more points on the board. And there's Albana in the open field. Look out. Say bye-bye because he's gone.
Burst. Yeah, you
Touchdown.
saw the burst there.
25-yard touchdown run. His 3rd touchdown tonight. His 28th on the season. Wow. Number 23 is pretty good.
Yeah, he's decent. I'd take him, first in a pickup game.
A couple short touchdown runs, and that time from 25 yards out. Made it look very easy.
Well, again, he got some good blocking, Reza. But you saw the burst. Once he got into the open field, he just ran away from folks.
Richie Spladell for the point after try. It is up. It is good. So with 4:34 left to go until the intermission, it's Los Lomas 21, St. Mary's 7, and now St. Mary's with their running attack and not a whole lot of passing, kind of have their backs against the wall on the road.
Yeah, this is the dangerous situation that St. Mary's couldn't afford to present to Los Lomas, falling behind early because they're not going to be able to catch up with that running game. Albana just does a great job. Here's the vision again. He cut it up at the right point.
No one touched him.
And nobody got a hand on him. And he got some nice blocking downfield by Tyndall there to open it up. And that speed, that's surprising speed, I think.
And Brian Carpenter gave him the escort into the end zone. Good old number 57. He's got to feel good anytime. Yeah, I love escorts. So when I come into town, there's like 3 or 4 cars just leading me in. Kind of makes me feel good. Makes me feel wanted.
The highway patrol.
That's right. I get the old El Presidente treatment.
That's
Although, who is the president right now? Do we know?
We don't have a president.
Oh.
I was thinking that maybe everybody should just write me in real quick in Florida.
Well, a couple of states decided today, I believe. What states they were, I do not know.
Yeah, Iowa, New Mexico, I don't know.
And here's a short kick. Look out, this could be trouble. Could be recovered, goes out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Boy, that was dangerous. Almost a no man's land, and you really have to jump on that ball. We've seen a couple plays throughout the course of our coverage this year where sometimes on plays like that, it tricks the return men. They think it's a punt. They forget about it and let it bounce.
It roll, yeah. Well, that looked like a little pitching wedge.
Yeah, it was a little pooch kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little chip shot, wasn't it?
He needed to get more backspin on that ball. Draw it back into the field of play, keep it from going out of bounds.
The illegal procedure is declined, the penalty, so therefore from the 38-yard line, that's where St. Mary's will get the ball. A few weeks back we saw this play. Campolindo and Miramani coach Floyd Bernstead made them kick the ball away, and his return man took it all the way in for the touchdown.
Yeah, and
It was a great call by the coach.
could have been the difference in the game there.
I think it was.
Yeah.
One of the big differences.
Yeah, that was the only scoring in the second half.
Play action. Washington airs it out. Man down there. Beeble's also down there. And Beeble comes up with the interception.
My goodness, he caught that with one hand, Reza.
A juggling act and an injury also to a St. Mary's player. And oh my goodness, that's Preston George.
Well, we were talking about Washington airing the ball out before the game, and you see him throw this floating deep ball, and it just didn't have enough arm on it. And Beeble was there for the play.
Look at that, you're
See
right.
what happens. Yeah,
one-handed.
I didn't see what happened to
ricochet.
George.
I think he came down wrong on an ankle.
Yeah, he must have. I know that feeling. Ooh, it makes me a little sick to my stomach. Think
Boy,
about
and that's dangerous, very dangerous for St. Mary's. He's their #1 weapon on offense. So when it rains, it pours. First down and 10, 18-yard line for Los Lomas. They have the ball and a lead, a 2-touchdown lead. And they have been very effective with the run tonight. St. Mary's has not come close to stopping Dan Albana. That's Tyndall in motion, and it's Albana, the ball carrier. And Albana punishing tacklers.
There's a flag down.
Penalty marker down, and that's going to be a hold.
More than likely. But you could see on that play, again, Reza, that vision that you're talking about. He just knows exactly where to cut the ball upfield.
I mean, there are players in major Division I ball in the NFL who don't have a good a vision as he
Holding
does.
on the offense, 10 yards, replay first down.
That is the truth. That is the truth. The thing, the only drawback I could see with Dan Albana would be that maybe he's a little undersized to play that position at the next level. At, what, 5'11", 190?
Yeah. Tell us what you think about our coverage of the North Coast Section playoffs. Pretty soon it's basketball time. We'll be having some basketball coverage for you on the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week. Luke, pressured, throws the ball away. They might call it a fumble. Now they call it incomplete. That was dangerous. Almost in the end zone. I think that's why he kind of just dumped it out there. Did not want to get a safety. And
Well, let's see if you
Halil
can see it on
Guy
the replay.
trying to...
It looked like he was sort of in the grasp here. Yeah, he had his elbow pinned at his side when he threw that ball. I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag on that for maybe intentional grounding.
Second down and 20 from the 10. They need to get up to the 30-yard line, and Luke's going to be a pretty tired guy by the end of the night because every play he runs over to the sidelines, and then he has a trot back in the huddle.
Yeah, we saw this once before this year, didn't we? I guess alleviates any confusion between the coach and the quarterback, but
At least on a cold night like this, they'll keep you warm because you're going to be moving around the whole time. Receiver in motion, up the middle. No, it's an end around to Tyndall. Nice looking play, still on his feet.
that's a great call. Great call by the coaching staff of Las Lomas. They'd been setting up that run right up the middle or the play action pass, and then all of a sudden throw a little end around on you.
15-yard gain.
Brent Tyndall does a nice job of evading tacklers here. Got some good blocking upfield.
And great camera work by our crew as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Third down and 5 after a 15-yard gain on second down. A good situation right now for Las Lomas to convert. Couple receivers in the game. That's Tyndall in motion. Elbana, the lone setback. Short drop by Luke. Fires it. Beeble complete at the 40. Across the 40 to the 42. That's a combination we have not seen a whole lot of tonight, but they are one of the best combinations in the entire state.
Yeah, you see Luke just throwing that pretty laser beam ball, and Beeble knows what to do with it when it gets there.
He gets a hard lick, too.
Yeah, he took some punishment at the end. But he's taken some shots all year, and he keeps coming back.
3 minutes left to go. Second quarter of play. 21-7 Los Lomas. The opening round of the North Coast Section 2A playoffs. From Los Lomas High School in Walnut Creek, it's St. Mary's of Berkeley and Los Lomas of Walnut Creek. Elbana, first man through, gets a call. Look out in the open field. He may go. One last man, the 20, the 50, the 10. 52-yard run by Dan Elbana, who's well over the 100-yard mark. He already has 3 touchdowns. Look at this. Once again, the combination of size and speed has the size and strength to get through it. And once he gets in the open field, he runs away from people.
Wow.
But bring it all back.
Oh, my goodness.
Or much of it back, at least. Holding downfield. We did not see the flag.
I didn't see the hold either.
That's devastating.
Well, they've had some holding penalties. They've had some other penalties. And
some turnovers.
Bounced right back from every one of them. They haven't really been deterred as yet.
And it's a spot foul, so therefore it's going to be first down and 4.
Let's see if we can get a look at this.
First down and 4 yards to go. And there you go. I think there's a hold on Beeble.
I guess.
On number 9, Courtney Brown. From the 47-yard line, first down and 4. 4 receivers in the game. Luke, the quarterback. Elbana, the lone setback. Elbana on the quick dive play has a first down and then some across midfield to about the 47-yard line, where he is brought down by Charles Ellis.
Yes. So again, they're making mistakes. They're having penalties called against them, but they keep coming right back and getting those first downs, and they keep moving the sticks. So. Except for the one that St. Mary's managed to convert into a touchdown. Their mistakes haven't hurt them too much in the first half.
And there is a story. Knights 21, Panthers 7. 2 minutes left to go until the half. And that's Borrell flip-flopping from left to right. Tyndall swings in motion now. Split backfield formation. They fake the handoff on the half roll. Throws behind his intended receiver. Had him open. Stephen Domier, who's had himself a pretty nice-looking half thus far on offense and defense.
Well, that was a scary-looking pass there for a second, sort of floating over the middle.
Yeah, we haven't
to get intercepted again.
Sorry to interrupt you, but we have not seen the A game from Brian Luke tonight.
Not really. He's thrown a couple of nice balls, but he's thrown
a couple of bad balls.
Not so nice balls.
That's right. A couple interceptions.
Yeah,
that time he threw it behind.
The playoffs. Maybe he's just a little amped up.
Yeah, a little jitters and leading Los Lomas to the playoffs, first time in a while. Here's Beeble. Pass complete. He has a first down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 12.
And this is a much better throw from Luke. He's been off and on, had some nice throws and some not so nice throws. And then Beeble knows what to do with the ball when he gets it in his hands. Watch this little effort right here at the end. That got him the first down, yeah.
You're right.
It's dangerous, though.
It is.
It makes me nervous because you see that ball hanging out there.
We've seen him do that a lot.
He
the
seems
duck
to do
under move almost.
Well, he made that interception with one hand. He obviously holds onto the ball well with just one hand. So, still, that's not something that your coach really tells you to do. On a regular
moments
basis.
ago, he made that circus catch, a one-handed interception. And we have yet to see whether Treston George, how severe his ankle injury is, because they have yet to have the ball again.
Well, I think
for the St. Mary's Panthers.
I think he's been in on defense, so maybe it was just a stinger there.
I think you're right. I think I do see him in the huddle, cross away here.
Sometimes the best thing to do with a sprained ankle is
play.
Just keep playing. It's going to swell up once you take your shoe off, but you can play a whole game and then not walk tomorrow.
Timeout has been called. 1:39 left to go. And Los Lomas trying to make this a 3-touchdown game. And there is Bridget, our
extraordinary
camera extraordinaire.
Camera extraordinaire. And she's got coffee. Where did she get coffee?
Wait,
see that down
she's
there?
pretty tall too. How did she do that? First down and 10, 35-yard line. Three receivers to the far side. Elbana behind the quarterback, Luke. Short drop. He fires it, and he one-hops it to Beeble. Pressure right up the middle, forced him to throw a bad ball. And applying the heat that time was Charles Ellis, and he's had himself a pretty good first half as we called his name a few times. And
his name in
there's
the game.
A gamer right there.
We can play the name game if you want.
Once again, we'd like to know what you think about our coverage of high school sports here on the AT&T Broadband High School Game of the Week. Tell us what you think. 933-6264, that's 933-6264 in the 925 area code. Trip receivers to the far side, and he throws it to no one.
Who was he throwing to? Well, it looked like they must have had a different read on that play. I think Beeble broke it off, and Luke thought he was going to keep flashing down the sidelines.
Third down and 10. "35-yard line." Beeble to the far side. Tyndall split out to the near side, and now he'll be joined by Domir, who lined up initially in the backfield. Elbana, the lone setback, and that's Domir in motion. Straight back in the pocket. Here comes a blitz. He steps up, gets away for a moment, and that's about it. Up to about the 31-yard line. A gain of 3 on third down and 10. 4th and 7 coming up. Clock rolls. 1:15 and counting left to go. And here is the heat coming right at him. Has to act fast. Either you run it or pass it. He tries to take off with it. And great closing speed that time by number 10, Omar Flood, coming in from his left corner spot to make the tackle. 4th and 7, and Los Lomas is going to go for it. They have 3 receivers, a running back, a tight end in the game, and Luke under center. Domir in motion again. Luke straight back in the pocket. Here comes a blitz. Has a man open. The tight end. It's going to be very close to the first down. He's going to be about a yard shy. It's Borrell. Now they call it incomplete, and St. Mary's has held. So St. Mary's finding out that they are very effective blitzing the quarterback the last few times, so they're going to continue to do it until Los Lomas beats them. Borrell should have perhaps had that ball. He would have been about a half a yard shy, but Lorenzo Alexander, the defensive lineman, in coverage that time. And Alexander, one of the premier players in the nation, being recruited by all kinds of schools and has committed, verbally at least right now, to Stanford. Over the likes of Georgia and Florida, he chooses Stanford. Some hard hitting. Elbana with a big hit on defense on Danny Wheeler. 35 seconds and counting left to go. It looks like St. Mary's will let the clock roll. And a big-time stick applied by Dan Elbana, who's had a sensational game on offense, well over 100 yards in this first half, 3 touchdowns, and he entered this game with 25 touchdowns. So therefore, he's got 28 through 10-plus games. 13 seconds left to go. Here's a pitch far side. It's George in the open field. Look out. Still on his feet. Great speed. Penalty marker down. And he gets bounced out of bounds to the 35-yard line. That's going to be a face mask, and they will still have 1 second left to go. Wow, so they will get the ball at maybe the 20 or 15-yard line after this penalty. And a shot for the end zone. So a play that started from the 32-yard line will now begin on the other.
We have a face mask penalty, 5-yard type against red. It'll be a first down this way.
Well, there's your difference. It's only a 5-yard type, as the official said. Should have been perhaps a 15. Let's see. Was it a soft grab? No, that should have been a 15 because he yanked it. The ball is going to be marked down at the 30-yard line. So from 1:30 to another, they have 1 play left, and they will take their final timeout here with 1.8 seconds left to go. And it looks like they're going to try the field goal here as the field goal team is out. Pat Berry, the 6'1", 200-pounder, getting loosened up. And from here, this will be a 47-yarder. And tonight's game of the week being brought to you by Rocco's Pizzeria. Some of the best pizza you're ever going to have, I guarantee you. And by ParamountTechnology.com, located in Concord, behind Tower Records. This will be a 47-yard field goal try. 1.8 seconds left to go. Los Lomas will be looking out for the fake here. Washington, the quarterback, will put it down. And obviously, Coach Shaughnessy thinks this is in the range of his kicker, Barry. This will be the final play of the half, likely. Snap is good. Kick is up, not even close. It's not even going to make the end zone. Needed to go 47. He barely got to go 30. And at the end of the first half, it's Los Lomas 21. St. Mary's 7. After a 7-7 deadlock at the end of one, Los Lomas scores twice in the second quarter. 2 Elbana touchdown runs. He's got 3 altogether tonight. 3 yards out, 4 yards out, and 25 yards out. And that's how we get 21 points from Los Lomas. The lone St. Mary's touchdown, a Tresson George 40-yard reception off a screen pass on 3rd down and 10. That tied the game up at 7. Let's go down to the field where Bill Kolb is standing by. Bill, take it away.
I'm on the sideline here with Los Lomas coach Doug Longero. Coach, it looked like you guys really controlled the action there on the offensive side of the ball in the first half, except for a few miscues, a couple of interceptions. What do you do to remedy that in the second half?
We're having some problem with the balls a little bit. They're getting a little bit wet out there, so got to do a better job handling and executing in the second half.
Is the cold a factor tonight, you think?
I don't believe so.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Well, you heard it from the man himself there. They're having a little trouble handling the ball, but he hopes to do better in the second half. Back up to you, Reza.
All right, well, 21-7 is our score. We're going to step away and come back with some halftime activities. And you're tuned into the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week. It's Los Lomas 21, St. Mary's 7.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria has classic Italian pastas, gourmet pizzas, and a family atmosphere. Locally owned and operated by Rocco Bialy and family, Rocco's is a great place to go after the game. Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria, voted the best pizza in Contra Costa by the readers of the Contra Costa Times. And by Paramount Technology of Concord, located behind Tower Records. Paramount Technology has been selling and fixing computers for more than 6 years. With in-house customer service and repairs, Paramount Technology is there for you. Thank you, Paramount Technology, for supporting local high school sports in Contra Costa County. You can join the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week team and help support our effort to bring quality local sports to 140,000 cable customers in central Contra Costa, while highlighting your business during the game. The AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is your opportunity to increase viewer awareness of your business and be a part of the excitement of local hard-hitting football action. If your business is interested, please give us a call, 925-933-6264.
Sun Squad. Revenue from the North Coast Section Championship events, corporate sponsorships, and membership dues. Thanks to the support of our corporate partners, the NCS Board of Managers has been able to minimize dues for member schools. Again, many thanks to all our NCS sponsors. NCS sponsor KICU's High School Sports Focus. That's the North Coast Section Championship action Saturday nights at 7. On Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. Check out the KICU's High School Sports Focus webpage to find the high school playoff game near you and get into the game. KICU's High School Sports Focus webpage address is www.kicu.com.
Frank never knows when he'll wake up to find his arms are too weak to do anything, even shave himself. Frank has multiple sclerosis, an unpredictable neurological disease that strikes young adults, many with children. The National MS Society helps families learn to live with MS. They count on us. Can we count on you?
With diabetes, you feel more vulnerable.
Every day is a new challenge.
Diabetes has made me improve my life. I take better care now.
I could actually die from the flu.
Being in control is the only way to survive.
A flu shot? Guess you could say it's like a life preserver when you have diabetes.
I'm going to ask my doctor for a flu shot today.
As Tim Taylor, I know quite a bit about home improvement. As Tim Allen, I know quite a bit about cancer and how much emotional support people with that dreaded disease need. And I know where they can get it without cost of any kind. It's called the Wellness Community. If you or someone you know has cancer, the Wellness Community provides exactly the kind of psychological support to help you play a part in the fight for recovery. And it's free. For the Wellness Community nearest you, call 1-888-793-9355. You have everything to gain.
Hey, get me out of here! Help! Help! Help!
Wow, a filter that talks.
Wow, a human that doesn't know throwing an oil filter in the garbage can will pollute our landfills.
Recycle your used oil filters for a cleaner future. For more information, call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out my website at www.funnelhead.com.
Being a parent is a joy. You have days of absolute bliss that you thought you could never, ever experience. And then there are days that are so low, you wonder why you ever became a parent.
Matthew Shepard.
You know, in a perfect world, because your child was gay, you don't worry about their safety. You would just worry about them being happy. I loved Matt just the way he was. Just the way he was.
When I was in Mommy's tummy, she put lots of bad things inside her.
It hurt and made me feel bad. But when I came out of Mommy's tummy, she stopped the bad things, and that made me feel good. But soon, she started the bad things again, and I felt bad again. I want to feel good.
If you're clean, stay clean. If you're not, now is a good time to start. Your kids are what you are.
Boat smart with the United States Power Squadron.
Hi, I'm Joe Namath for the U.S. Power Squadron. Outboard, inboard, sail, or personal watercraft. If you own a boat or simply enjoy boating, I urge you to take the Power Squadron boating course. It's America's best boating education. For classes nearest you, call toll-free 1-888-FOR-USPS. Call today. Boating is fun. Boating smart is more fun.
All right, Los Lomas, put your hands together. Here they are for the second half. Your Los Lomas Knights.
Well, our halftime festivities just about over with. Los Lomas with the halftime lead, entering the third quarter, 21-7. They have made it onto the field from the locker room. St. Mary's is next, and they had trailed by 14. The winner goes on, the loser goes home. The winner will play next week against the Piedmont Alhambra winner, and those teams play at Piedmont tomorrow night, Saturday night, at 7. Miramonte has a bye on the other bracket, and they'll play tomorrow's winner, El Cerrito and Campolindo. El Cerrito and Campolindo both at 6-4. Piedmont at 9-1, Alhambra at 6-3-1. We'd like to know who you might like to see, so please let us know at 933-6264 whether you want to see the Campolindo El Cerrito winner against Miramonte or the Los Lomas St. Mary's winner against Piedmont or Alhambra. Tell us what you think, 933-6264, and that's 933-6264. Third quarter about to get underway, and still no, the St. Mary's Panthers are nowhere to be seen. Los Lomas ready to go. That's only half the equation right now because the visitors have yet to make their appearance on the field. Well, the first quarter had a couple of scores, two more in the second. Albana got the scoring started early, a 3-yard touchdown run on the game's first series, made it 7-0. Then Teston George later on in the first, a 40-yard reception off a screen pass on 3rd and 10. He was able to scoot on in the end zone. That tied it up at 7-7. And that's the way the first quarter ended. Then in the second quarter, Albana scored again for the 27th time this season, a 4-yard touchdown run to make it 14-7. On the first play of the second quarter. Then with 4:34 left to go until the half, Albana scored from 25 yards out, his 28th touchdown. And that's where we stand right now, 21-7. And as you can see across the way, still no St. Mary's, but I see them coming in through the tunnel here off the right side, making their appearance, and they better get on the field or else this could be a penalty, as Los Lomas has been waiting for a while. And actually one of the officials had to run in the corner to get St. Mary's. So Domir, Luke, Shear, and Albana are the captains, and they will meet at midfield right now, as both teams trying to loosen up on this cold and crisp night here in Walnut Creek. Temperature has to be at about 35 degrees. It has been probably the coldest night of the year so far.
A strong commitment to excellence, fair play, and sportsmanship are all vital to this activity's success. Las Lomas and St. Mary's High Schools appreciate your recognition of the values being taught at this educational event. NCS Silver sponsor Pacheco Brothers Gardening Incorporated, located in Hayward, provides high-quality landscape maintenance specializing in school grounds and sports fields renovation. NCS sponsor KICU's High School Sports Focus. It's your highlights here.
Just about a moment, we're going to go down on the field where Bill Kolb is going to be standing by with St. Mary's coach Dan Shaughnessy. Take it away, Bill.
KICU.com.
I'm on the sideline here with the St. Mary's coach, Dan Shaughnessy.
Captain.
Coach Shaughnessy, it looked like you had a little trouble getting the offense going there in the first half.
Lots of trouble, lots of mistakes, lots of long yardage. 3rd and a million. 3rd and a million. Got to stay away from that.
Right. What do you plan to do to get things going in the second half?
Well, be a little more conservative. That might sound corny, but at least we're not giving up those long yardage situations.
All right. Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet.
Well, you heard it, Reza. He's going to be a little bit more conservative, probably run the ball between the tackles a little bit more with that good running back, Treston George. Back up to you in the booth.
Well, that is right. Anytime you're faced with 3rd down and long, we saw that more than a few times from St. Mary's in that first half. And being a running team, that's going to put you in a real tough situation. So Coach is absolutely right. You got to stay away from those kind of situations. 2nd and 7, 3rd and 5, those are kind of situations you can deal with. But when it's 2nd down and 20 or 3rd and 15, and you're not really a good passing team, that's a difficult thing to overcome. So Las Lomas will boot the ball away. We will kick it off to start this 3rd quarter, meaning St. Mary's in the white will receive. Kicking off for Las Lomas will be Colin Hendricks. George, along with Murphy, back to receive, number 3 and number 4, respectively. A low end-over-end kick picked up by one of the up men. Once again, it's Tom Wright, the 2nd time tonight, gets a kickoff return. He crosses the 35 to near the 36-yard line. And that's where St. Mary's will have the ball for the first time in the second half. They trail by 2 scores in this North Coast Section 2A opening round playoff football game. So you have fun down there on the field, I saw, huh? It is cold. We had a chance to go down there at halftime, and I feel sorry for the fans here because this is really uncharacteristic of the Bay Area.
It is a little chilly out there, Reza.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And Coach Longero says that's not going to be a factor. I don't know how that's possible. It is darn cold.
Las Lomas showing 5 men at the line of scrimmage. I-formation look for St. Mary's. And it's Wheeler, the ball carrier, off the left side. He got about a yard or two. 2nd down and 9. There to make the tackle again for Las Lomas was Ryan Ellis. And Ryan Ellis has been very, very effective thus far tonight, hasn't he?
He sure has. He's been doing some good work on the defensive side. Coach Shaughnessy said he's going to be more conservative in the second half. I don't know that that's entirely possible. He was pretty conservative in the first half.
2nd down and 9. Ball at the 36-yard line. The 3rd quarter clock already down to 11:10. Only 1 play in. And there's our score, 21-7. Little crossbook action, and it's Wheeler in the open field breaking a tackle or two. Still on his feet. He's got a first down.
A little
Across the
misdirection
45 to the 46, exactly right.
Oh, this is a nice job in the misdirection. Fake the handoff and then send it the other way, and Las Lomas got caught going the other way, over pursuing. There's Beeble, just got faked out of his shorts there a little bit. Wheeler did
Ryan
a nice
Ellis
job.
again with a tackle. 1st down and 10. The clock rolls. 10:50 and counting left to go in the 3rd quarter. a nice start for St. Mary's. They needed some first downs, at least a first down to keep things rolling here, and they've done just that. 5 men at the line of scrimmage right now for Las Lomas. First man through, some hard hitting. George, the ball carrier, and he gets maybe a yard or two.
And Todd Rowe brought the heat on that one. You can hear the hit on this one. Todd Rowe just gave him everything he had. Wow.
You're right
Yeah,
there.
that
And
was
Kenny
a nice
King
shot.
also on the
and
bottom
he's trying
of
to
that
strip
pile.
the ball away. You can see that.
Gain of a yard. Looked to be some room there, but all of a sudden that hole got plugged up in a hurry.
Yeah, plugged up by Todd Rowe.
He's been very effective tonight. We really did not call his name a whole lot during our first couple of games when we covered these Las Lomas Knights. Here's a quick pitch near side. Great penetration by the Las Lomas defense. They got in the backfield before George could get underway.
Yeah, like you said, they're pushing that line backwards, and that's not the way your offensive line needs to go if you're going to run the ball effectively.
Domier.
Yeah, Domier's been all over the place tonight, too. It's been a total team effort on defense for Las Lomas thus far.
3rd down and 7 from the 49-yard line, from their own 49. Full house backfield look. One receiver flanked out to the far side of the field. Another cross buck, misdirection play. Stephen Murphy breaking tackles. He's going to have a first down. So Stephen Murphy looked like he was going to be about 2 or 3 yards shy, but great second and third effort enabled him to pick up the first down.
Yeah, again, they used the misdirection, and Murphy does a really nice job of shaking and baking there a little bit to get the extra yardage.
And Las Lomas now wants to call a timeout after St. Mary's has been so effective coming out of the locker room. So whatever Coach Shaughnessy said in the locker room is actually working right now.
It certainly is. They're moving the ball now better than they did the entire first half, I think, Reza. Well, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible here at AT&T Broadband Game of the Week if it weren't for our sponsors. And first and foremost, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria. That is some tremendously good pizza. And, of course, ParamountTechnology.com. And without Paramount, we wouldn't have the wonderful replays there.
That's a nice dot.
They have an exceptional dot.
They do.
Thank you, Anton, over at Paramount Technologies.
Well, you were talking about stars earlier tonight, and I had no idea what you were talking about. But explain that again.
Well, there's the Earth is passing through the tail of a comet right now. So there's a tremendous meteor shower going on, but you can't see it with all the football lights.
You said showers. I said, I don't see any showers.
It's pretty dry. If there was any precipitation, it would be snow right now.
First down and 10. It's George with the ball. Gets to the outside. Gets knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets some positive yards.
Well, it looks like they might just be going to the running game all the way in the second half here. And George is their primary runner, and you can see that's a nice job of finishing the run there.
A gain of 6 yards, 2nd down and 4. And Brian Luke looking to get a chance.
He looks antsy. He wants the ball. And that's the kind of player you want on your team, the guy that wants the ball.
And he knows the way down to San Jose, doesn't he?
Oh, I believe he does.
And that's where he's committed verbally to play football next year. So Brian Luke indeed knows the road to San Jose. 2nd down and 4. They gain a couple, bring up a 3rd down and 2. A big 3rd down try coming up for the St. Mary's Panthers, who trail by 14 here. Ball at the 34-yard line. And that clock looks to be rolling now at 8:40 and counting left to go. And a big play right now for the St. Mary's Panthers of Berkeley, who trail the Las Lomas Knights of Walnut Creek 21-7 right now.
They have yet to throw the ball in the second half, and I don't think that is a mistake at all.
Yeah, they really have not needed to yet. And with that, here they go. They want to throw. And almost intercepted. Well overthrown. Those 4 defenders, 1 receiver. The intended receiver was Omar Young. 4th and 2, and have to believe they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, I think that they might have to. Washington actually throws a nice ball here. It's just to the wrong guy. Maybe he likes Beebles so much because of the job he's been doing for Las Lomas, he just decided to throw it to him. And Beebles looked a little frustrated when he got up there. He thinks he should have caught that ball.
4th and 2, that was kind of a surprising play because he had been so effective with the run on this first series.
Yeah.
They went to the pass.
I think they just wanted to make me look dumb.
4th and 2. Here they go. Oh, nice looking hole. That's going to have the first down.
You think
Enough
so?
for the first down, yes. Barely. Barely, but he got it.
Yeah, he might have gotten progress. This Los Lomas defense meets him pretty hard right there.
Ran into his own man, actually.
Yeah. But I think you're right. I think he did get the first down there.
By the hair on his chinny chin chin. They're going to measure.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. I think he did get it.
Yeah, just enough.
Just by a bit.
And the chain crew's been busy today, too.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang.
That's a great song. First down, as Rick Cashin would say.
You do that so well.
He's one of my favorites.
Come on, do it again.
First down.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good practice at that. 8:13 left to go, third quarter, 21-7. A big third down, make that a fourth down conversion.
Yeah.
Not only a third down, but fourth down conversion on 4th and 2. They get the first down. Ball at the 31-yard line. And now it's St. Mary's knocking on the door. 3 men in the backfield. Here's a handoff to George. He gets to the outside.
Well, George is looking like a really persistent runner here in the second half as well. He's not going down on first contact, getting extra tough yardage. And that's exactly what St. Mary's needs.
Gain of 6 yards.
And he was hit fairly early on this play. See him hit right here.
He really hits that hole in a hurry, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got a quick little burst out of the backfield. And
Indeed.
he almost got away from those guys. They corralled him by his ankles, but he almost broke that one.
2nd down and 4. Full house backfield look again. He turns and gives it to Wheeler. He gets to the outside, bounced out of bounds, but not before he got a first down. Peter Young with the tackle and perhaps a touchdown saving tackle.
Well, you can see St. Mary's has just beaten Los Lomas to the point of attack here. Each one of their running backs that's carried the ball so far in the second half is hitting the hole before Los Lomas is there to meet them. So they're doing they've made some changes at the half, as you knew the KG coach Shaughnessy would do.
First down and 10, 15-yard line. Very impressive drive being put together here by the St. Mary's Panthers, who trail by 14 points. A counter play, and it looks to be George close to another first down. He got 9. 2nd down and 1. Fake it one way and go the other.
Well, he had all kinds of room there once he beat that one guy.
And Albana nowhere close to the tackle. Middle linebacker was suckered in on that first.
Yeah, he got deked pretty hard on that.
On that first fake handoff. 6:45 and counting in the third. Again, it's George. Very close to the end zone. Did he get in? No, he's down at the 1, but he did get the first down. And the fans are very quiet all of a sudden here at Los Lomas.
This has been a fan-stopping drive here. The St. Mary's is putting together a nice little running drive.
Great second and third effort by Treston George.
By every single one of their running backs. Nobody's going down easy.
First and goal, 1-yard line. George and Murphy, the setbacks, along with Wheeler.
That's a touchdown.
And in for the touchdown is Jason Washington, the quarterback. And just like that, St. Mary's back in this football game.
Well, that was exactly what the doctor ordered for the St. Mary's Panthers. Grinding, running drive. They threw one pass, and it was extremely errant. But really, their running game did the damage on that drive. Got them into the end zone. And the extra point is up and good. And it's a 7-point ball game here, folks.
6:13 left to go, third quarter of play. So they get the ball in the first series, use up half the third quarter clock, and march it in the end zone in impressive fashion. And it's capped by a 1-yard touchdown run by the quarterback right there, Jason Washington.
Yeah, the offensive line got tremendous push on that touchdown.
And they got tremendous push during the whole series.
Yeah, really, they were blowing the Knights off the ball on every play.
And Los Lomas really has to be a bit stunned. You know, they were out here for a while. It took St. Mary's a while to get back out of the locker room. And maybe that affected Los Lomas just a bit.
Maybe they were putting the finishing touches on their master plan.
And just credit, really, St. Mary's because they, as you said, shoved the ball right down Los Lomas' throat on that series and capped it with a 1-yard touchdown run. And just like that, they're back in the game, down 21-14. And now to kick the ball away will be Pat Berry. Back to receive Chris Beeble.
Well, let's see if the Knights have an answer. The momentum seems to have shifted here, but their potent offense can get it right back.
Tyndall knocks it down. Now it's picked up by one of the upmen for Los Lomas, Daniel Natchman, trying to run east and west instead of north and south, and he pays the price.
Yeah, and there's some clobbering going down there.
Some hard hitting. We can hear it from up here.
Yeah.
So there he goes. Instead of going up the middle, he starts to go to the outside, and a team with good speed like St. Mary's is going to make you pay for it.
Yeah, and Tyndall sort of muffed it, and Nachman didn't pick it up cleanly, and then he went the wrong way.
Uh-huh.
My dad hates that.
Yeah, you don't run sideways.
No,
son.
don't run sideways because you're going to get clobbered.
North and south.
Yeah. Run
Uphill
upfield,
and
even
downhill.
if you only get a yard. You're probably only going to get a yard if you run sideways anyway.
Well, he ran about 20 yards for no gain. That's exactly what happens on those plays. On first down, turns and gives it to Todd Rowe. Only his second carry, but both carries have been very effective. On a quick trap play, and Rowe gets 8 yards.
And you can see Los Lomas is using a little misdirection there, too. They faked the end around, and Rowe got the ball and did a nice job of staying on his feet while he was spinning to get an extra 6 or 7 yards.
Brought down by Chris Hutchinson. Second down and 1, officially a 9-yard gain. Beeble and Tyndall flank out to the far side. Elbana, the lone setback, behind the quarterback Luke. He gets the ball to the short side of the field, and he has a first down then some, and he gets pushed out of bounds past the 43-yard line. Now they mark him out at the 41 officially. First down and 10 Los Lomas, and they'll move the chains once again.
It looks like Los Lomas thinks anything you can do, I can do better. They're gonna come right back with their running attack. And you can see Albana gets the hand up to fend off the defender to get an extra couple of yards.
And Chris Dunbar just has no chance when that happens.
And you know what? To Dunbar's credit, he's done a great job of not letting Albana get away. He's paying the price every time, but he's not.
Yeah,
he hasn't escaped him yet.
Yeah, he's been holding on for dear life every time.
Absolutely, and using the sideline as another defender.
And it's Albana, the ball carrier again, up the middle, clogged up in a hurry, gang tackled, but not before he gained a couple more yards. Second down and 8 after a 2-yard gain. Ball's now at the 44-yard line. So both teams looking to chew up the clock here in the third quarter, and that clock already down to 4:55. And this is Los Lomas' first series in the third.
Now, don't be surprised if we see a pass play here pretty quick. Longero likes to use that tough running attack of his to set up the play-action pass.
Coach did mention something interesting to you. He said the ball was getting wet in the first half, and perhaps that's why Luke's not had one of his better games thus far.
Yeah, that could explain some of his errant passes.
And here's Natchman in the open field. Look out. He might go all the way. Caught from behind as he gets to the 25-yard line. Daniel Natchman. Little change of running backs there.
Nachman.
Change of pace back there. A little bit more of a scat back.
Well, Albana did a nice job of picking up a block there. That really sprung him. And then Nachman's got pretty good speed. Haven't seen much of him yet this year, but he did a good job of breaking away from the pack. And then you notice that number 7, Halil Guy, who was blocked by Albana, ended up catching up with the play and making the tackle. That's a nice effort.
You know, it's ironic. Natchman has that run of 27 yards going north and south. On the kickoff, he went east and west and gained 27 yards, but really got nothing.
Yeah.
Penalty marker's down. Natchman gets the ball. But that play will be blown dead from the get-go. Legal procedure.
During a dead ball period, we had a false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, first down again.
And that is the same thing as a legal procedure, false start, illegal motion. It's all bad. There you go.
Yeah.
The right guard there.
Clearly jumped, yeah. I like this official. He's very deliberate in his calls. He lets us know exactly what's going on.
Yeah,
and when. During the...
He gets the Jim Tunney Award, maybe the Rhett Cashin Award. We have not heard many good first downs from him yet. but that's still a lot of time for that. Here's Albana, tripped up as he gets past the line of scrimmage on 1st and 15, gets a few yards out of it to the 22-yard line. They need to get to the 9-yard line to pick up a first. Mike?
See, Albana just got tripped up there, but he didn't have anywhere to go really much with that play anyway.
2nd down and 14 now. They send a couple receivers out to the far side. Todd Rowe and Dan Albana, the running backs. Fake the handoff. Luke to throw. Luke's going down. He is sacked. Lorenzo Alexander, the big man, headed to Stanford, brought him down. And he's been in the backfield all night long.
Well, this is a great individual effort by Alexander. He just
pushes his man back.
Pushes his man back. He didn't have any help on that, and he just blew his blocker away and got to Luke.
Josh Bart, 6 foot, 235-pound junior. Boy, he stood in there tough. Just nothing you could do when you have one of the best players in the country in front of you.
Yeah, he needs some help on that play, I think.
On the rollout, he's pressured. Fires it in the end zone. Has a man open out there. Touchdown!
Wow.
Brent Tyndall got free in the back of the end zone, and we have a quarterback with a gun like Luke. You can make it look easy. That was pretty.
That was a beautiful pass, Reza. And Tyndall got all alone in the back of the end zone. The defender can't let that happen.
26-yard strike. And just when it looked like St. Mary's might hold its Los Lomas defense, on offense, I should say, the Los Lomas offense was facing a big 3rd down play. They convert and get a 26-yard scoring pass out of it.
Well, it was just a perfect pass. And no good on the kick.
PAT tries no good, so it's 27-14 on the 21st touchdown pass of the year for quarterback Brian Luke, who's given a verbal commitment to San Jose State, not St. Mary's, but San Jose State rather. I had a chance to speak with his father earlier. His father told me he also has a trip to Illinois coming up, and a lot of the Ivy League schools have also shown interest in him.
Well, I can see why anybody would be interested in him. He does a great job of rolling out of pressure there and just puts a perfect throw up. It's a pretty pass.
Over the defenders.
And Tyndall all alone in the back of the end zone.
Very pretty.
Very nice.
And there he is, the big guy, 6'5", 215.
Well,
it's amazing, too.
He has a D1 body, Reza.
He's got
sure.
D1 skills, there's no doubt about it. And I was talking to his father. No Pac-10 teams have really been interested in him, and I find that hard to believe.
That amazes me. The Pac-10 is notoriously a
it's
big quarterback.
It's a passing man's league.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's a great passer. I don't know what they're thinking, but then again, I've been in this region for about 20 years, and I've seen good quarterbacks get out of this region. The Drew Bennett's of the world, the Ken Dorseys.
Ken Dorsey, how he escaped a
the
Pac-10.
Gino Torettas. I mean, seriously, there's been so many, even like when I played in the mid-'80s, there were so many good quarterbacks, and guys like Joe Cap, then Coach Cal would come, take a look at these guys. No, they can't play in the Pac-10. And all they do is go and be stars somewhere else, whether it was Ivy League or some other place. And the ball is loose, and Los Lomas has it. And that is devastating for St. Mary's. Oh, my goodness. That's going to burst your bubble right there.
That is a costly error there.
Wow.
Oh, and, it might be the cold on this one. They're just slapping the ball around. You got to fall.
Oh, my goodness.
Boy.
I don't believe what I just saw.
I can't believe the ball was on the ground for that long. Was that Albana that made the recovery?
All I know is big number 76, Lorenzo Alexander, fell on the ball, except he missed the ball.
Yeah,
he
hit the ball, and it squirted out to the side.
Squirted off his hip. Albana twisting and turning his way, still on his feet. He is impressive.
Boy, a guy that big shouldn't be making those pretty spin moves like that. This is a great effort by Albana. Looks like he's stopped in the backfield there, gets away.
2.
Nice little spin move.
3.
Met with some hard contact.
4. 5.
Boy, Chris Dunbar is impressive though. Out of the cornerback position, he's going right up and meeting Albana at the point of attack. He's not afraid to stick his head in there and get whacked.
Not nearly as impressive as Albana though, who's been awesome. Albana Ball is loose, perhaps. Penalty marker also down. St. Mary's has recovered.
Let's see what happens, though. There was a penalty on that
I think
play.
it's going to be a hold. Usually thrown in an area which would indicate a hold.
Penalty holding against Red. It will be declined. First down.
So Albano was fighting for additional yards, and he coughed up the football. St. Mary's has recovered, and Los Lomas returns the favor.
Yeah, well, there goes the momentum again. It's bouncing back and forth. It's turned into a little ping pong match here.
Absolutely. Back and forth we go. You're absolutely correct, sir. 2:13 left to go in the third quarter. 27-14 is our score. St. Mary's with the ball. They've been very effective with the run in this period. Second possession right here. And once again, it's a counter play. And it's Danny Wheeler who gets the call this time off the left side. Gets a couple yards. Second down and 8 coming up. Mike Shear, big old number 54, making the stop for Los Lomas. And here's the fumble play. There's Albana trying to turn the corner, puts his head down. Ooh, nice job.
That was actually a really nice job by Halil Guy.
Halil Guy just got his hand on the football.
The ball loose, yeah. Albana's got to put that ball away. I think he's not used to having the ball slapped at, maybe.
Yeah, that was just one heck of a play by the defender, getting his hand on the football. And here's George, spins out of a tackle in the open field. Look out, still on his feet. Gets the 45-yard line. He's going to have a first down. That was very impressive, and he knows he almost busted that one all the way. He's exciting, isn't he? He's already scored from 40 yards out.
He is. He's a tremendous open field runner. If he doesn't fall down, he's gone on that play.
Look at this spin.
Nice hole. Spin to get out of the way. Ellis just had nothing. He was grabbing at air. Albana couldn't get a hand on him.
Two guys grabbing for air.
Nobody got a hand on him. He just fell down.
And you know what? It was that middle of the field you were talking about.
Yeah, that's
what brought him down.
It's a pretty nasty little area there in the middle of the field.
Take a look at it. There you see it. There's grass and then there's dirt. George to the outside. Bumped out of bounds, but not before he gets 8 more yards across midfield. And that running game really clicking right now for the St. Mary's Panthers.
It looks like George is starting to take this game over, and I'm sure Dan Shaughnessy would be plenty happy to see that happen.
And Mike Shear comes out of the game right now. Might be shaken up just a bit. Looks to be all right. Just uncharacteristic of him coming out.
Yeah, maybe you come out to get a little breather every once in a while. Keep you fresh. He's been chasing people here in the second half.
Second down, long 3. Split backfield formation. 2 tight ends in the game. And that is Omar Young in motion. Washington to throw. Has a man. Complete. George, but tackled right away. Ball is loose. Los Lomas thinks they have the football, but they do not.
Now, if you watch right here this is a great play fake, by the way, by Washington.
You have the secret plans at the delivery point.
Yes. You can see that Washington does a nice job of completing the pass, and I think this ball is loose before he's down. That's a blown call by the official, and he was right there. He had the look. He had the angle on that play, and that ball was clearly out of his hands before the receiver hit the ground. St. Mary's got lucky there.
Third down and 1 coming up for St. Mary's. Inside 20 seconds left to go. And here's George, and he's smothered, just buried.
Oh my!
Needed a yard, and he lost a yard. And that's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Our score 27-14. We'll step away and come back with the fourth period after these important messages.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria has classic Italian pastas, gourmet pizzas, and a family atmosphere. Locally owned and operated by Rocco Bialy and family, Rocco's is a great place to go after the game. Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria, voted the best pizza in Contra Costa by the readers of the Contra Costa Times. And by Paramount Technology of Concord, located behind Tower Records. Paramount Technology has been selling and fixing computers for more than 6 years. With in-house customer service and repairs, Paramount Technology is there for you. Thank you, Paramount Technology, for supporting local high school sports in Contra Costa County. You can join the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week team and help support our effort to bring quality local sports to 140,000 cable customers in central Contra Costa while highlighting your business during the game. The AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is your opportunity to increase viewer awareness of your business and be a part of the excitement of local hard-hitting football action. If your business is interested, please give us a call.
Fourth quarter play underway. Here's a quick pitch to the near side, and it's George again. Breaking tackles. He's going to have a first down. On 4th and 1, they picked up the first and keep this drive going. So they're not out of it yet, down by 13 points.
That's a nice run by George again. He keeps fighting through arm tackles. You're going to have to do something more than just get a hand on him to bring him down at this point.
Treston George. Now, what has this been the case where Los Lomas has not been as impressive as we thought, or is St. Mary's a little better than we thought?
I think
combination?
I think St. Mary's is maybe a little bit better than we gave them credit for. Their defense has definitely played well.
Uh-huh. And we knew that. They had 5 shutouts
right.
entering this game here tonight.
Right.
Here's a handoff. Wheeler.
Danny Wheeler,
It's
the ball.
close.
But yeah,
18 yards.
I think their offense has really been impressive here in the second half. They didn't have anything going in the first half, made some adjustments at the half, and now they've got a bunch of running backs running every which way and getting away from the Los Lomas defense.
Nice counter play results in a big run down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal at the 9. They are now knocking on the door once again. And Los Lomas, really not sure what has hit them in the second half. It looks like a completely different offense.
Yeah, they're using the misdirection to maximum advantage. They're lining 2-3 backs up in the backfield and faking a handoff almost every play.
Washington pitches. George sizing up his blocks and gets to the 5-yard line. A gain of 4.
Well, for a second there, it looked like George was going to have clear sailing, and then the Los Lomas defense did a nice job of recovering on this play because it looked like they had the blocks sealed up to get him outside. And the backside of the Los Lomas defense compensated and got over there in time to keep him out of the end zone. But I don't know if he's going to be denied at this point. He looks pretty fired up. He's running with some enthusiasm.
27-14 is our score. Split backfield formation. The counter play. And again, it's Wheeler. He gets very close, not quite, close enough. And it's going to be 3rd down and goal. And checking in is Jeremy Salenti into the Los Lomas lineup on defense. He's going to be about 2.5 yards shy of the end zone. And a big play coming up here for both teams. Los Lomas needs a stop. St. Mary's needs a touchdown. Washington under center. Full house backfield. Here's a handoff. George, did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, St. Mary's. That is George's 2nd touchdown run tonight. Make that 2nd touchdown tonight. He received one coming out of the backfield for his first, and that time he scores from 3 yards out.
This is turning into quite a football game, Reza.
And that missed extra point is looming very big right about now.
Yeah.
Pat Berry, who tried the 47-yarder before the intermission, on for the point after try. It is up and it is good. Tyndall nearly blocked it. It is now 27-21. We got ourselves a ball game. 10-16 left to go. And if you're Los Lomas, you get the ball back and you have a guy named Albana. I think you try to give him the ball and have him try to win the ball game for you.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Reza. I'm sure he's going to be wanting to get his hands on the ball after that costly fumble. Here's the touchdown.
That was a costly fumble, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was huge because it
led to this.
St. Mary's just marched right down the field with that ball after the fumble.
And St. Mary's has been despite that one turnover they had, they have been very effective with the football in the second half. Like I said earlier, a completely different team, look-wise. A little cramping up on the sidelines on a cold night like this.
Yeah, as cold as it is tonight, you can understand a little cramping there.
Why is that? It also happens when it's all hot. Here's a little swibber, and it's picked up by Nashman.
Oh my
He is belted.
goodness.
I have not seen a hit like that all season long, and guess who? It was big old number 76, Lorenzo Alexander, playing special teams. And folks, look at this. If this is not a hard hit, I don't know what is.
He's going to break somebody.
Oh my goodness.
If he's not careful.
Oh
Good
my
Lord.
goodness. And that was in slow motion.
That was a devastating shot.
Wow. Let's show it again in full speed. Woo!
Wow.
Yeah.
That is quite a shot.
That's a big-time belt.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why he's getting Division I college attention. It makes all the sense in the world.
First down, and here's Albana stopped in the backfield, but he still twists and turns his way for about a gain of 1 when it looked like he might lose 3 or 4. Got 2 officially, second down and 8. Good penetration this time by the St. Mary's defense.
Yeah, it is good penetration. But they still let Albana get away, and he should have gone for a couple of yard loss there. He ends up getting a couple of yards just on sheer persistence.
Charles Ellis got great penetration and forced the play back in. 2-yard gain. The ball at the 35-yard line. Second and 8. Albana, the lone setback. Luke the throw. Luke has his man Beeble. He's got a first down.
Pass complete to Chris Beeble.
Out across the 44 to the 46-yard line.
Well, this is a nice throw and catch by Luke and Beeble, but Courtney Brown just flat out lifts Beeble up off his feet here at the end. That's a nice tackle out of bounds. Maybe too far out of bounds, but put a good shot on Beeble.
9:24 left in this football game. 27-21 Los Lomas on top, and what's turned out to be a surprisingly close game. The 45-yard line, Albana breaks a tackle and gets to the 48. Gain of 3 or 4 yards. The clock rolls.
And what more can we say about Dan Albana? He's just a tough running back. He gets hit in the backfield there, and he carries a defender for 4 yards. There's big Coach Longero brooding on the sideline.
This is a huge series for Los Lomas. They definitely need some points here. Up by 6 because a touchdown and a point after gives St. Mary's a lead because Los Lomas missed a point after try. Here's Albana once again with a pirouette at about midfield and gets down to the 41-yard line.
A dainty pirouette.
He's good.
He is
I can
good.
see he's taking some ballet lessons.
Yeah, a little ballet. Good for the footwork. See Luke make a nice fake throw there to try and sell.
Very nice. I
and Albana.
love to see him on the dance floor.
Huh. The two of them together?
Well, just Albana.
I don't know if they'd go for that.
I think just Albana and a,
It was
and a
a nice
significant
little
other.
spin move. Yeah.
41-yard line, first down and 10. Los Lomas dancing their way downfield here, thanks to the running of Dan Albana, who's already scored 3 touchdowns here tonight. But a costly fumble on the last series enabled St. Mary's to get closer. And on the option here, we haven't seen that too much. Luke slides very smartly.
Yeah, he was going to get clobbered.
After a nice gain of about 6 yards down to the 34-yard line.
This is a rare play call for Los Lomas. Usually Luke doesn't get a whole lot of carries on his own.
I'll tell you what, that was a mix-up. You see Albana looking for the football. He was supposed to get the handoff.
Yeah,
on that one.
I think you might be right.
He thought it
Reza.
was a fumble, but Luke missed a handoff,
Yeah.
and therefore
Well,
you're taught when you miss a handoff, you just take off
Just
with it,
keep
son.
running. Yeah. Well, and he did a nice job. Picked up 6 yards.
And that's why when you hand the ball off anyway, you fake the run. Albana now twisting and turning his way for another first down to the 27-yard line, and they are now really starting to use up. And the clock is now at 7:35. Stop momentarily until the chain gang moves. We'll start it again, and there we hear another first down.
First down. You see
very
Albana
impressive.
does a nice job. I mean, he's just a devastating runner.
Yeah. Very rarely does the first or second guy get him down.
I don't know if we've seen it all night, and if
All
the first,
season.
yeah, if the first guy does, it's because he's got 4 guys with him.
Tyndall in motion. They fake it to him, give it to Albana, and he dances his way in the end zone.
Oh, my goodness. He's gone.
Unbelievable. He's done it again, his 4th touchdown, 29th on the season.
Wow.
And even his teammates have to love it.
They look shocked. They're as shocked as I am.
28-yard touchdown run. That was amazing. Just when you think you've seen it all from him, he'll come up with another play that's even more spectacular.
Can anybody tackle him?
And they're going to go for the 2 points here, having missed on their last try.
Yeah, I think that's a good call by Coach Longero. That's probably in the book.
So Luke under center. If you're smart, you just give it to 23 here. Instead, they're going to throw the ball. Luke to throw, running, fires it, incomplete. Tyndall in and out of his hands again. That's happened a couple of times tonight with him.
Yeah, that could just be the cold.
He's also caught a big touchdown pass, though.
Yeah, you got to give credit for that one.
7:10 left to go in the football game. 33-21 is our score. A big drive, a big run from a big-time player. And here's a replay, and enjoy this one. And enjoy it as much as you can, because you're not going to get much better than this.
You know, I can't say anything to make this any better, so I'm just going to watch.
Look at that.
I'm just shaking my head.
Every time he gets the ball, he does a ballet move.
You know, and he's not an especially evasive runner. He doesn't try to get away from people. You know, he doesn't avoid contact, but he puts those nice little spin moves on to keep moving forward. He always keeps moving forward. I think that's the key to his running style. Is he never ever tries to move sideways. He just keeps moving straight ahead, and he runs backwards for 5 yards and then turns around and breaks into the open field. You know,
I'd hate to vote for most valuable player on this Los Lomas team. I mean, definitely has to be Albana, but Luke is so good. Beeble's so good. And you have guys like Mike Shear and Ellis, but it has to be Albana, because where would this team be without him? I mean, I know it's been a combination of everyone, but especially him. He is just amazing.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, there have been
head and
games,
shoulders above everyone else that we've seen this year.
There have been games this year, this one included, where he has just taken over the game. And it's been Dan Albana, left, right, middle, offense and defense.
Talk about redeeming himself after that fumble, too.
Yeah.
He did just that.
I think that's exactly what Coach Longero was looking to do, get him back on the horse.
No.
And it's fielded.
Hell yeah, guys!
By Omar Flood, who hands it off to Steve Murphy, and Murphy gets forward to about the 35-yard line. And here's Albana's touchdown run again.
And he should have been down there. He's running backwards for 4 or 5 yards.
From the 32-yard line. 32-yard line, and they're going to call a timeout before they can even get the play underway here. So that's kind of an odd call. You call a timeout before your first play on the series. We've seen some wild and wacky things tonight, haven't we? And tonight's Game of the Week on AT&T Broadband being brought to you by Rocco's Pizzeria.
There's nothing wild and wacky about that. That's just good pizza.
Just darn good pizza. And by ParamountTechnology.com with that beautiful dot. And thank you very much, Anton.
Oh, where would we be without Anton? We wouldn't have the replays.
Anton's the best.
Yeah, he's the man.
He is.
Next to Dan Albana.
Yeah.
Anton is the man.
And that Clint Borrell guy, 92, is not bad either.
Not too shabby.
7:02 left to go in this football game. 33-21's our score. From the 31-yard line. They have a couple receivers, a running back, and a tight end. And George in motion from right to left. Washington a throw. Now he's going to take off with it. He's got some room. And he's run out of bounds at the 42-yard line, not before he picks up a first down.
I think that's
clock is stopped.
First time we've seen that from Washington. He hasn't been doing a whole lot of running with the ball, but I guess he saw it was wide open and did a good job of taking off and getting the first down.
And just like that, St. Mary's the ball at the 43-yard line. First and 10. Clock now in the fourth quarter at 6:55. It is stopped. It will start once this play gets underway. Here's a counter play. And it's Wheeler. And he gets a few more yards. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line. A gain of 4. Second down and 6 coming up. There's a replay. They fake it one way, come back the other with Wheeler. Borrell makes the tackle with some help from Domir.
Well, St. Mary's certainly isn't backing down, that's for sure.
On second down, running play up the middle. Third down and 1 coming up. Hey. Third down and 1 coming up.
You know, we're just trying to do our jobs up here. Just want to knock it off.
And a running play again. Kenny King with a tackle.
Kenny King.
And here's a pitch to the near side. And it's George breaking a tackle or two, still on his feet. He gets down to maybe the 30-yard line. Albana on the stop, and he looks to be shaken up just a bit.
Yeah, you got a good look at maybe the two best players on the field there right at the end. Albana with great job of pursuing this play. But George breaking tackles left and right. I wonder if maybe he tweaked his leg again. He had some trouble getting up at the end of that play. He took a while to get up from an earlier play. I wonder if he's got something nagging him. Sure doesn't look like it, though, the way he's running.
First down and 10 to the 30-yard line. 4:55 and counting left to go. And penalty marker down on the play as well.
Yeah, St. Mary's.
In the dead ball period, we have a false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first and 15.
Yeah, there's nothing subtle about this one. He's into the defensive backfield before the ball even moves.
So first and 15 now, split backfield formation, and then they go again. Same result. Oh, my.
That could be really costly at this point. They can't afford to start going the wrong way again. This is what they were doing in the first half.
Self-destructing on offense right now.
And they're running out of time to mess around
period,
with this sort of
a false
thing.
start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
There he is. Chris Hutchinson.
Oops.
4:30 remaining.
So first down and 20 at the 40. They need to get down to the 20 for a first down. They fake the handoff.
Fake two handoffs.
Washington fires it downfield. Beeble down there. The interception at the 10. That is his second interception tonight on the same exact play. Omar Young,
this could just
the
about
intended
ice
receiver.
Boy, he threw another one of those floating duck balls, and Beeble, being such a good receiver, knows how to play that ball, and he beats the receiver to the ball. It's a good job of catching that ball.
And Washington really took a lick when he threw the ball right in the rib.
Yeah, he might just be winded trying to catch his breath right now. That's a scary sensation when you can't get any air into your lungs. He's holding his ribs still.
That's happened to you, huh?
You can see he
I could imagine what that's like. Woo!
Yeah, he was wide open for that one. He had no protection. But it's a clean play. I mean,
And it looked to be Jeremy Salenti with a hit.
Yeah, and Salenti can't be faulted for that. He's just trying to get to the quarterback, and that was a clean hit. But obviously very painful for Mr. Washington.
4:13 left to go in this football game. And now he trots off the field. So you're right. He definitely had the wind knocked out of him on that hit.
And he might have some bruised ribs, too.
if not cracked.
Yeah, that's going to make things painful for the next couple of weeks for him if that's
so
the case.
From the 10-yard line, 1st and 10, and right now it's Dan Albana time. I'm sure all you want to do is hand the ball off to Albana and let him run out this fourth quarter clock.
Yeah, that would be my approach. And, you know, I'm not very bright, but I'm sure Doug Longero probably already thought of that.
1st down and 10. Fake the handoff to Tyndall. Now they give the Tyndall on the end around. Oh, and he is smacked down. And guess who again? Alexander.
Big Lorenzo Alexander.
He's all over the place for a defensive lineman, isn't he?
He just bats Brent Tyndall down with one hand. Watch
this
at the end.
Clubs
he just swats him. Yeah. Get down. Wow.
Get down on it. Yes.
Yeah.
5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5. Ball at the 15.
But more importantly, the clock continues to run, Reza.
3:40 and counting. And Albana has yet to get the ball on this series. Only one play in, however. I'm sure that'll change soon. First man through, not Albana.
It's big Todd Rowe.
Todd Rowe gets a few. He's going to be shy of the 1st down by a couple.
And he looks like he might be a little shaken up on the play.
Some hard hitting down there.
There is some smacking going down. And there's the training staff. They do.
He looks to be hurt.
Yeah. Let's see what happens to Mr. Rowe here.
And who tackled him? Alexander.
Yeah. Oh, did he turn his leg around at the end there? It looked like his toe got caught in the turf and maybe he twisted his leg around.
I think you're right. That's what they're working on right now. That doesn't look very good, and they're going to take off his shoe right now.
That makes my ankle hurt, Reza.
Ouch. So play has stopped with our score 33-21. And we're going to take a look at our sponsors here. We're going to go to a break and come back after this.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria has classic Italian pastas, gourmet pizzas, and a family atmosphere. Locally owned and operated by Rocco Bialy and family, Rocco's is a great place to go after the game. Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria, voted the best pizza in Contra Costa by the readers of the Contra Costa Times. And by Paramount Technology of Concord, located behind Tower Records. Paramount Technology has been selling and fixing computers for more than 6 years. With in-house customer service and repairs, Paramount Technology is there for you. Thank you, Paramount Technology, for supporting local high school sports in Contra Costa County. You can join the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week team and help support our effort to bring quality local sports to 140,000 cable customers in central Contra Costa.
3rd down and 3 coming up. This might be the ball game. Albana gets a call, twists and turns his way, and I think is going to be very close to the 1st down. Needed to get to the 20. His second effort just might have got him there.
Yeah, let's see what the
it's
spot
going to be
is.
A measurement call.
Yeah, I think he probably got it there.
Nope, they're going to mark him short.
Oh.
Nope, they're going to give him the first down.
And that's probably about it, Reza. I don't think they can. You can see the clock is continuing to run there, and as it runs down, so do the hopes of the St. Mary's Panthers.
The guy in the orange hat and his punk friend. On Las Lomas, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
So a 5-yard penalty makes it first down and 15 with 2:49 left to go. So that's not what Los Lomas wanted here.
No, they don't want to do anything that stops that clock. The clock is their best friend right now. I went to a Stanford game a couple of years ago, and the big chant on the sideline was, "Go, clock, go," because they were ahead, but every time a different team got the ball, they scored. So,
and Albana gets a call, and timeout has been called by St. Mary's. I believe they have one left.
well, folks, we like doing the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week. We hope you like watching it. Why don't you give us a call and tell us what you think of it? Call us here at 925-933-6264 and tell us exactly what you think of our broadcast. There is a good possibility that we will be doing another playoff game here. Oh, I understand we're going to be doing one more for sure here on AT&T Broadband Game of the Week. So either a Friday or Saturday game of next week's playoffs, we'll be doing another broadcast.
Second down and 12 coming up. Ball back at the 18-yard line. So the winner here, which looks to be perhaps Los Lomas, will play the winner of Piedmont and Alhambra. Miramonte gets a bye. They will play the winner of El Cerrito and Campo Lindo. And Luke under center. Backs shift into a split backfield. Tyndall in motion. As Tyndall, the ball carrier, breaks the tackle, still on his feet. Gets back to the line of scrimmage and gets some additional yards across the 23 to maybe the 24-yard line.
And Tyndall does a nice job of reversing his field. He's solidly going to the right there and cuts it back when he sees the defense coming up, and does a nice job of getting some more yardage out of it.
And right now, St. Mary's is trying to tackle the football.
And the yardage isn't so much the issue anymore. It's just that the clock continues to run. They can pick up another first down or two here.
And flag is down again.
Los Lomas, 10 yards.
And that is
Replay
just
second
amazing.
down.
Yeah, like I said before, I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I tell you what, there's on the offensive line, there's holding on every play. I can guarantee it. Start calling ticky-tack fouls here at the end of the game is a little frustrating.
The ball is now all the way inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. First down's at the 30, so second and 22. It's almost as if they might have to throw the ball here.
Yeah, they do have some 22-yard plays in their book.
And it's Albana up the middle, twists and turns his way. Still on his feet. He might get the first down.
He might get more than that.
Cross midfield. It's going to be brought down from behind.
Oh, my goodness.
At the 35, a late flag also
at the
thrown
end.
again. Another one. Oh boy, it's going from bad to ugly, but a great run by Albana.
Wow.
And brought down from behind. And you know what? You know who brought him down? Big number 76 was running down there. I think he ran him down.
Boy, Lorenzo Alexander has got some wheels on him. He's not just big and
During
strong.
the run, clipping. It'll be 15 yards and a first down.
Let's take a look at this replay here.
Let's see if we can see the clip. Look, I mean, Albana, this is just sick. How does he not go down there?
And look at the guys chasing him now. You're going to start coming into your screen.
Yep.
Number 76.
Big 76.
The biggest guy on the team
He's
runs
the
him down.
Biggest, dirtiest guy on the team, too. You can see him out there.
He's
He's not hard
perhaps
to-
the best guy on the team, too, and there's no wonder why Stanford's all over him. Oregon, Georgia Tech, Miami, USC, and UCLA have all been recruiting this guy, and Florida, and he's
Jeez.
chosen Stanford verbally. Wow. Lorenzo Alexander. Albana on first down gets a call to the 44-yard line. 140 and counting left to go. And a timeout has been called. Boy, they've sure had a lot of timeouts, haven't they? I think that is finally their third.
Well,
look at Albana. Look how tired
He
that
must
guy
be
is.
exhausted. He must have run a couple of miles tonight. But
second down and 8 coming up. There's no more timeouts left.
finally. No more timeouts left. Well, I think we've had so many play stoppages because of injuries and fluky little penalties.
This fourth quarter has lasted forever.
It's been a long fourth quarter. Probably longer for those guys than it's been for us, though. It's been especially long for those guys in the van. Yeah, see, Matt's got a headache. I think it's the band. The band is giving him a headache. They're really very, very loud. Those guys in the van, they do a good job down there.
Second down and 7, 1:41 left to go.
There's the band, the very loud and boisterous Los Lomas pet band.
A very classy band too, I might add.
They've kept us entertained all night.
And then some.
Everybody wants to be on TV, Reza.
But to what extremes they'll go?
Yeah. Well,
second and 7. Here's Albana. He gets about 3 or 4 more yards. And let's see St. Mary's try to use a timeout. Well, they don't have any more.
Do the old Chris Webber timeout. Oops. Yeah, nothing new from Albana. Straight up the middle. And a pretty good penetration there by Steve Murphy to knock him down in the backfield. But that's all.
Clock's at 1:10 and counting.
That's all sort of
first down here
right
will
now.
clinch it.
Yeah.
Full house backfield. Albana gets a call. He'll have the first down. And then some. He has been amazing tonight.
The guy is a stallion. Or a Clydesdale. And he's a trooper. Busting through arm tackles, and it takes the big guy to get him down. I guess a Lorenzo Alexander arm tackle is on a different level than some of these other guys' arm tackles. Time just keeps ticking away for St. Mary's.
And I think they're just going to kneel down on the football now. That's all they need to do. Maybe one more snap after this, barring a penalty marker. We've seen a lot of those.
Yeah.
30 seconds left to go. So Los Lomas advances. They'll play the Piedmont Alhambra winner. One more snap and this game is over with. 33-21 will be our final. That'll do it. We're going to step away and come back and wrap it up for Los Lomas after these messages.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria has classic Italian pastas, gourmet pizzas, and a family atmosphere. Locally owned and operated by Rocco Bialy and family, Rocco's is a great place to go after the game. Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria, voted the best pizza in Contra Costa by the readers of the Contra Costa Times. And by Paramount Technology of Concord, located behind Tower Records. Paramount Technology has been selling and fixing computers for more than 6 years. With in-house customer service and repairs, Paramount Technology is there for you. Thank you, Paramount Technology, for supporting local high school sports in Contra Costa County. You can join the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week team and help support our effort to bring quality local sports to 140,000 cable customers in Central Contra Costa, while highlighting your business during the game. The AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is your opportunity to increase viewer awareness of your business and be a part of the excitement of local hard-hitting football action. If your business is interested, please give us a call, 925-933-6264.
Back at Los Lomas High School, our final score here tonight, 33-21. The Knights win, and a career comes to an end for St. Mary's as Coach Shaughnessy is coaching his final game as a head coach.
Well, you know, I know he's hanging him up as a teacher this year. He hinted that it's possible, just possible, that he might come back somewhere next year. So don't count Dan Shaughnessy out yet. He might still have some coaching left in him, but he's definitely not going to be back at St. Mary's, and he's not going to be back as a teacher.
And don't count out Dan Albana. What a game he had tonight. Entered the game with 25 touchdowns. He scored 4 tonight, and he was simply, no doubt about it, our most valuable player.
Oh, easily the best player on the field tonight. He would not be denied. When it looked like St. Mary's was going to get back into it, Albana just slammed the door on him. I mean, they just kept giving him the ball, and he kept getting tough yards, and he wore away at that St. Mary's defense, and finally kept breaking through it, scampering downfield.
And, well, we do not know what game we'll bring to you next. There's a good possibility we'll have a semifinal game for you, whether it's Saturday or Friday or Saturday of next week. But definitely in 2 weeks we'll have a game for you, but yet to be determined. And there you see the Los Lomas Redheads come away victorious tonight. So for everybody here, we'd like to thank you very much for joining us again. And please tune in as we'll bring you more North Coast Section football. Tonight's show produced and directed by Matt Bollender. Matt's done a wonderful job all season long. Bill, once again, great working with you, and take care, and we'll be in touch.
Good working with you. And I'd like to say thank you to the camera people. They do a terrific job, and it's a thankless job on a night like this. It's so darn cold.
I agree with you. Take care, everybody, and have a good night.
to City Hall.
Hi, I'm Jap Dudum from McCovey's Restaurant here in Walnut Creek.
And I'm Willie McCovey, here with our good friend and Special Olympics athlete, Candy.
In honor of our first anniversary, we're thrilled to be hosting a celebration benefiting Special Olympics on Tuesday. Hi, I'm Jap Dudum from McCovey's Restaurant here in Walnut Creek.
And I'm Willie McCovey, here with our good friend and Special Olympics athlete, Candy.
In honor of